Stand. I gotta show my face, right? I gotta show my face at least for now, till it starts glitching. Up, New York Giant fans! What's going on, MH? What's going on, Bradley? What's going on, AB? Antoine Moore, MH in the house, Ernesto in the house, Gabe in the house. What's going on? What's going on, Christopher? What's going on, NFL DNA Sports Updates in the house? Bigger Mike, Tashima Smith. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Gabe, Jeremy, David in the house, Mr. Mini Guy, Karambite. What's going on, Antoine, AB, Nick in the house? Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it, man. Carol Baskin is Carol Baskin. You want to start the show off with that, Nick? I was watching that documentary myself, being that we have nothing else to watch right now, no sports. That documentary is insane. The Gator documentary. I highly recommend anybody watching that if you have not on Netflix. That is great stuff. What's going on, Ernesto? Thank you for popping in the stream. Yuri in the house. Bobby Woodruff. AB in the house. Let's go Giants. What's up, Bradley? What's going on? So we don't, news today, I suppose. I made a couple of videos today. Hopefully you guys checked them out. I did the video on the potential trade down with the Jaguars. I'm definitely going to do one with the Raiders. And I'll definitely be doing one with the Dolphins and probably the Panthers as well. Got that as a request from a lot of people. So I'll definitely be doing that. But obviously the minor news today that came out was nothing that was unexpected. I suppose we all know that the Giants need to produce to at least some capacity. For Gettleman to retain his job. I think a lot of people were surprised that he was kept on in the first place when we moved on from Pat Shurmur. And obviously that's the big news of the day with Jay Glazer coming out, the expert insider who's reported on the New York Giants before, coming out and saying that basically Gettleman's on the hot seat. So it's not anything we didn't know. Now the question is, what do the Giants got to do for him to keep his job? Because he's got a lot of things going against him. Tough schedule, young roster, new coach. So we'll see how it all plays out, but that's the news for today. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to talk about the draft and free agency and everything else and just hang out and talk sports. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Most realistic trade, I would say the Chargers is probably the most realistic. I think the Dolphins and the Chargers are our two most realistic trade possibilities. What's going on, D-Rose? Thanks for popping in the stream. If this is a collaboration between Judge and the Fertile Man, then I'll bet the grand that Jedrick Wills is in a Giants jersey. I'm starting to lean that way myself, Jason. I'm starting to, if they're going offensive tackle, I'm starting to lean Wills or Thomas. Even though I'm not getting away from Wirfs. The Giants have been linked to Wirfs for a long time. I'm not getting away from that yet. But, we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. But I'm starting to lean Thomas or Wirfs myself, being that they're the most capable left tackles on the open market right now. What's going on, Richard? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, Mr. Sonor? Thanks for being here. Any truth to the Deadskins wanting Simmons? I heard about that rumor today. I didn't look a lot into it. I heard that they're looking to potentially trade down. But I didn't read anything more into it other than that. I still think they're going Chase Young. I'd be surprised if they don't go Chase Young. Anything's possible, but I feel like Chase Young's a player that they cannot pass up on. I did look into it, though. One of my subscribers pointed it out to me. And I'm sorry if it's glitching, guys. I see the kilobytes per second already glitching. I think it's because all the internet's on now because everybody's at home. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Maybe a lot of people are streaming. And Jacob, man, thanks so much, man, for the love. I really appreciate the $5 donation. As long as you guys can hear my voice. Jacob says, if you were the Bengal and Miami offers you 3 first-round picks, do you make the deal? So I'm assuming you mean, and thank you so much, Philip. I'm assuming you mean 5, 18, and 26. Do I make the deal? And not 5 and 2 future first. This year's first 3-round picks if I'm the Bengals. If I think Burrow's my guy, I don't do it. Because if they're convinced, and maybe they're not, but if I think Burrow's my franchise quarterback, and I'm picking number 1 overall, and I have the ability to take him, I don't pass it up. You can't pass it up. You have to take the guy if you think this guy's going to be the next superstar quarterback. If I'm not sold on him, and I'm kind of like, I'm okay with Tua, I'm okay with Herbert, and Burrow's not that much better than everybody else, yeah, I do the trade because you still get one of those 2 quarterbacks there. So I think it all depends on how they feel about Burrow. If they evaluate Burrow to be far and away the best quarterback, I think they stand pat. What's going on, Jacob? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, Andy Garcia? Let's see what we got here. How's it going, Chris? Wonderful day. Yeah, I think we all have been. Car. Hope everybody's being safe out there. Hope everybody's enjoying their day, and hope we get to talk sports for a couple hours here. Let's see what we got here. What's going on, Royal? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Will you be live streaming during the draft? Yes. Yes, definitely going to be live streaming during the draft. I know it's not going to be your typical draft, but I'll definitely be live streaming during the draft for sure. What's going on, QC? If the Redskins draft young, do you see them trading Sweat? No. They'll just have. I know they got Kerrigan, I think, still on the roster, but no, I mean, they just have two young defensive ends going forward. I still like Sweat. I actually wanted the Giants to draft Sweat. You go back and look at my videos last year. I was high on Sweat. I was high on DeAndre Baker at pick number 17. So if they didn't go with Josh Allen at 6. And, I like Sweat. I still think Sweat's going to be a good pro for Washington. I don't think they'll trade him, no. Not yet, anyway. He's still on a rookie deal. Good evening, Chris. Thank you for. I appreciate all you. Thank you all you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate it, guys. Let's see what we got here. How was my day today? Word says. How was my day? It was like most days recently. I was in the house a lot. I exercised for a bit. Probably jogged about 2 miles outside, and I'm just trying to stay safe like everybody else, man. That's all we could do right now, and made a lot of videos, and I'll continue to make a lot of videos whenever there's something to make a video on. Let's see what we got here. I think a lot of us like Sweat bigger. I was a big fan of Sweat last year. Your reaction to Danny Dimes being, I know, Bradley, not my proudest moment. Not my proudest moment. I wanted Josh Allen. I'll be the first to say it. But I'm happy we got Daniel Jones at this point in time. I think he could be a franchise quarterback, and I'm happy we got him. You know, I said 2 days later, I made a video. I said, I hope he makes me look like a fool. And I'm on board. You know, he's my quarterback. So that was my instant reaction. I wasn't happy. If I go back in time, I probably don't react that way. But it is what it is, man. We're New York fans. We're passionate. Let's see what we got. What's going on? Is Chris Sonor in the house? What's going on, Chris Sonor? Let's see what we got here. If we didn't have Jones, which quarterback would you prefer? Are you talking about this draft or in general? Yeah, man, for sure, Kashan. Definitely looking forward to doing that tomorrow, man. Which quarterback? I mean, if you're talking about this draft, probably Herbert. I like Herbert a lot. We're not going to get Burrow if where we're picking. If we didn't have Jones, I'd probably want Herbert. I think Tua scares me too much with the injury history, so I think I'd be leaning Herbert if we were going to take a quarterback. Oh, Jacob, man, thank you so much, man, for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. If we trade the 6 and get a second-round pick, how far can we trade up in the first with 2-round picks? All right, if we trade the 6 and get a second round, okay, good. All right, so you're saying, thank you for the love, man. So you're saying if we have picks 36 and 37, how far can we trade up? I haven't done enough research in terms of the points, but off the top of my head, if you coupled those 2 picks, I got to imagine you could get close to 20. You know, if you give them 36, 37, probably 20, 21 in that range. So say you took, say you trade down to 6, you take Simmons, and Josh Jones is still there. Or say Becton slips or Thomas. That might be an instance where you do that. You couple those 2 picks, you move up to 20. Will one of those guys get there? I'm not sure, but that could be an instance. Or vice versa. You take your offensive tackle. Say Kayvon Chasson's there at 20. You could take those 2 picks and go up and get him. So, yeah, I would say right around that 20 mark, 20, 21. Thank you for the love. And Chris Devers in the house, man. I always screw up your name. I don't know if it's Devers or Devers. Maybe it's Devers. Big Cowboys fan. Great supporter of my channel, though. I appreciate it. So ready for Dallas versus New York 2020, and I'm liking my DTs. You guys did a great job. I'll be the first to say. You guys lost a lot of talent. I don't think you're as talented as you were last year, but you have a new coaching staff, and the money that you guys had, you spent very wisely. You got some talented DTs. I think that the Dallas Cowboys had as good of an offseason as you could hope for. You know, you lost a lot, but you knew you weren't bringing back Byron Jones. You knew you weren't bringing back Cobb and Quinn. So you got cost-effective players. You did a good job. McCoy was a really nice pickup. You did a good job. Let's see what we got here. What's going on, Akeem? Thanks for popping in the stream. Let's see what we got here. I want to take a rocket ship and fly it into the sun. That's not a good idea, Sonor. You'll never be in one of my streams again. I probably wouldn't recommend you doing that. I don't think they make suits that you can go in the sun yet anyway. Maybe in like 100 years. Jesse Rivera, you never have to apologize for being late, man. We're just talking Giants football, man. Just taking questions, just hanging out. You never have to apologize for being late. Thank you for coming into the stream at all, man. Thank you for supporting my channel. Question, do you think Dave Gettleman will trade into the late first round again? I think he could, MH. I think it depends on the scenario. You know, obviously, if it's a player that he's got high on his board, I think like last year, for instance, he probably had DeAndre Baker a lot higher on his board than the 30th pick. he probably had him in the top 20 or 22 or 23 and said he's worth going up and getting. If there's a player there that he feels is a player that has dropped that shouldn't have, yeah, I definitely think he could trade up. He showed he would do it last year. I see no reason why he wouldn't do it this year. But it has to be a player that he, obviously thinks can make a big difference. Danny Thomas, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I gotta say hi to Andrew Christopher. What's going on, man? The infamous hi. Danny Thomas with the $5 donation. He says, I think we should trade with Carolina. Carolina gets pick number 4. We get the 7th pick, the 38th pick, and the 69th pick. Thoughts? Not sure how that works on the points, but that sounds practical. That sounds about right. Because that sounds about right. Now the thing is, Danny, we're definitely getting the 2nd. Because with the Chargers, I'd expect the 2nd. So I'd want their 2nd, and you may be able to get a future 2nd. I don't know. I don't think they'd want to give up their first 3 picks in this year's draft. I think they'd rather give up a future 2nd, but you might be able to get a first and a 2nd in this year's draft and a future 2nd, or at worst case scenario, a future 3rd. I think that's what you could potentially be looking at. From things I've gathered and read, a future 3rd equates actually to a 2nd-round pick in that year's draft. That's the way they work it, essentially. That's the way the points work. So that's how it works. It goes around down. So, I mean, a future 2nd, rather, is equivalent to a 3rd in this year's draft. So, you might be able to get a future 2nd. I don't think they'd give up their first 3 picks, but something like that for sure. What's going on, Jarvis Juice, man? One of my best, man. Thanks for popping into the stream, man. Let's see what we got here. It's been a while, but Chris, can we get a little ring my bell? Oh, God. I did that last stream. I broke out the voice a little bit last stream. All right. Just for Kashendra. He's the man. What's going on, Kashendra? Ooh, will you ring my bell? Ring my bell. What's up, Scotty H? Thanks for popping in the stream. GMed409 in the chat. He says, Tana, how's it going? Hope all is well. I hope everybody's doing well out there, man. It's going good, man. As good as it could be going. Staying in safe, making sure I'm not catching this thing. And I appreciate it, man. And what's going on, Cushman? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. What's up, Kevin Cronin? Thanks for popping in the stream. Bavith, do you think Corona killed more people, or did your smile? Oh, Bavith, right now my smile's not killing a lot of ladies because I'm quarantined. So, I would go with Corona. I would go with Corona. Don't quit your day job, Big Daddy said. Favorite Eli Manning commercial? I'm trying to think of Eli Manning commercials. I mean, obviously the one that sticks out is the Super Bowl commercial. That was a funny commercial, but I wasn't happy that he did it the night of an Eagles championship. Right? They win the championship, and then I got to watch him, I think, at halftime doing that, but that was a funny commercial. He was in a bunch of Toyota commercials. He was, I'm trying to think what else he was in. He's been in a lot of commercials. The rapping one, that wasn't real. Was that a commercial? I thought that was Saturday Night Live, but maybe it was a commercial. They did the Oreo double stuff. I remember that, him and his brother. What's going on, Miguel? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Just for fun, hypothetically, say we don't go O-line or Simmons with the 4th pick. How do you think Gettleman is choosing? Ooh, he's going to make me very upset, Akeem, if he does that. If he does not take, we're just going to go based off the assumption that Chase Young's not there. So, I don't think they take Okudah. If they're not taking an offensive tackle or Simmons there, maybe they reach on an edge rusher. I don't think they take Brown the D tackle. Wide receiver? I don't know. They better take one of those two. I'll tell you that right now. There better not be any other decision other than those two options at number 4. If you trade down, maybe open up other options. But at 4, you better not be taking anything else. Would you rather Chase Young or Josh Allen? Chase Young. I love Josh Allen, but Chase Young. Let's see what we got here. Didn't know Eli has a brother. Oh, yeah, Eli has a brother. Peyton, if you haven't heard. Entertainer, what's good, my man? What's going on, Jeremy? Thanks for popping in the stream. Who do you think out of this year's free agents we signed as the most productive year in 2020? I mean, I got to go with Bradbury. I got to go chalk there. Bradbury's a really good player. I'm not going to say he's great, but he's a really good player. And yeah, I think he'll have the best year, most productive year out of any free agent. I think Fackrell could do well. He's kind of 50-50 for me. But that's what you paid him. You paid him $4 million. So hopefully we hit on him. You could miss. That's the type of signing that is. And Martinez, I think, will be stable. I think he'll play 16 games. And he'll lack a little bit in coverage. But I think he'll be a solid linebacker. Let's see what we got here. Would you rather us lose that last Redskins game to guarantee Chase Young, or do you prefer this outcome? As I said the week of the game, first off on my channel, I never tell people how to root for their team. I always respect anybody's opinion. So I completely understood Giants fans that week rooting for the Giants to lose. I didn't tell people how to root for the team because I understood people are thinking long term could be better for the team. We get a higher draft pick. I just find it when I start watching the game, I can't root for my team to lose. That's just me. But I'll be completely honest with you. In the back of my mind, while I'm watching the game, yeah, I'm rooting for the Giants. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, if we lose, at least it's not as bad as a normal loss. At least there's kind of a silver lining to a loss in this scenario. So I'll be honest with you. I wasn't rooting for them to lose, but I wouldn't have taken it the same way as a normal loss. Let's put it that way. Let's see what you got here. Any tips on? I don't even know what that means, Pavith. What's going on, King Andy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Thoughts on Nick Cassera? Yeah, I saw a bunch of people talking about him on Twitter. That's the Patriot guy. A couple people in my Discord were talking about him. Potential fill-in for Dave Gettleman. If we move on from a GM, the connection there. Joe Judge has said very nice quotes about him in the past. He's enamored with him. They both went, obviously, the connection with the New England Patriots. So there's that, right? Joe Judge loves his connections, and he's young. He comes from the Pats. So that's the connection there. I don't know enough about him. I got to do more research, but the limited things that I read seem like he could be a good potential hire. He's young. He's intelligent. Has a connection to the coaching staff. Could be a guy on the Giants' radar if they decide to move on from Gettleman at some point in time for sure. I love Kenneth Murray. I'm a big fan of Kenneth Murray. Richie Rich. Let's see what we got here. Read my question, New York Finest. If it was a question, I would have read it. A lot of people in here. I can't read it. I'm going to miss questions, so I'm sorry. Do you think we could go wide receiver in round 2? Yes. Do I think we will? Probably not, but we could. Certainly on the radar, and I think a lot of it's going to depend on which wide receiver falls there. Whether it's T. Higgins, whether it, whoever it may be. But if a wide receiver drops there that they have way up on their board, they could entertain taking a wide receiver. Do I think they will? Probably not. Because I think it's such a deep class. You can get, like I always say, you get one in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th round. There's so many good wide receivers in this class. Thoughts on Pittman Jr.? I am a fan of Pittman Jr. I'm actually a big fan of it. Of the later receivers, Pittman Jr. is one of my favorites. Now, I don't know if he's going to get to the 3rd, especially the back end of the 3rd. I've seen him going back end of the 2nd, early 3rd. If he got to the back end of the 3rd, I'm definitely interested in Pittman Jr. He's tall. He's got great hands. I think he's one of the safer wide receivers in this year's draft class. I'd be a big fan of bringing in Pittman Jr. at 99. Not taking him at 36, but at 99, I'd be a big fan. I don't know if he's going to get there, though, but you never know. If we sign Ingram, does he learn the block? I hope. We heard the initial reports last year, NFL DNA, that he was starting to block better. We didn't see a lot of we didn't see a lot of evidence of that. But I hope he gets better with the coaching and blocking. He certainly needs to if he wants to be an every down tight end and take that next step forward. Natalie, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Think more receivers will go in the 1st than people think. Do you think that, or you're asking if I think that? In terms of do I think that? Well, let's go over the teams, and I appreciate the donation. Let's go over the teams. The Cardinals, I thought, were a team that initially could have went wide receiver. I do not think they're doing that now that they got DeAndre Hopkins. That was the first team that I could have seen taking a wide receiver in this year's draft. After them, at number 9, who's that? Who's at 9? You got you got the Jaguars. Jaguars are possible, doubtful. They have a lot of holes. I don't think they'll take a wide receiver, but it's possible. I would say the next team is the Jets. They could take a wide receiver. So I'll say let's say the Jets take a wide receiver. That's 1. I think the Broncos will take a wide receiver. That's 2. The Raiders, I think, will take a wide receiver. That's 3. The Eagles are going to take a wide receiver. That's 4. The Vikings could take a wide receiver because they lost Stephon Diggs. Let's say they do. That's 5. I'll say 5 or 6 go in the 1st round. That's my prediction for the wide receiver. 5 or 6. And if you ask me which 5, we know the top 3. And then after that, Justin Jefferson seems to be, linked to the Eagles. And I don't know. A number of guys could be that 5th guy. There's 3, 4, 5 receivers that could be that 5th guy. Obviously, we know the top three with Lamb and Judy and Ruggs. Pats could go with a wide receiver, Cushman. That's true as well. Yeah, no, there's definitely 6, maybe even 7 potential landing spots for a wide receiver in the first round. I think the Pats will wait another round. They took a wide receiver in the first round last year with N'Keal Harry. That didn't work out that well. I think they'll wait another round. They'll try to fill in bigger needs. The Pats lost a lot on that defense. They lost Jamie Collins. They lost Kyle Van Noy. They lost their whole defense. So I think that they could attack the defense. Or don't be surprised if the Pats take a quarterback, by the way, Cushman. They could take Love. If Love's there, Pats could take Love. Don't be surprised. How do you think Zeitler will play in 2020? I think Zeitler's going to play better. I do. He played well last year, but I think he'll be solid. You know, I'm not. That's the one offensive lineman I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Zeitler. I think Zeitler's a solid old lineman. Hernandez, I got to see progression. You want to talk about a player on this team I want to see progression from next year? One of the biggest guys is Hernandez. I was disappointed with Hernandez last year. I thought he was going to take a big step forward. He didn't. That's a guy I really want to see improve this year. But Zeitler, I'm confident with Zeitler. I think Zeitler will do a good job. What's going on, Sheik? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I'd go with Rieger. NFL DNA out of those two, I'd go Rieger, however you pronounce it. I like Hodges too, though. I've had Hodges mocked to the Giants. I like Hodges too. That's close. Hodges is a really good fifth-round target. That's close. Let's see what we got here. What do you think is a good record for the 2020 the Giants to hit? I'll be to be honest with you, I think if we're being completely fair and we're being unbiased and we're going into the year realizing we still have a second-year quarterback, learning a new offense, we got a completely new coaching staff, we have a pretty tough schedule. I think between 6 and 8 wins is a fair expecting. To expect them to hit that. Between 6 and 8 wins. Anything lower than 6 wins, I'll be disappointed. 6 wins will be like, 7 wins will be like, all right, that's about right. 8 wins be pretty good. Anything over 8, I'll be really excited. I'll say between 6 and 8 wins is a realistic, spot. I think we might shock. We could, sincere. I'm not saying we can't. It's football, man. The thing with football, they say it all the time. One really good phrase, inches could determine whether a team wins 6 games or whether they win 10. There's like 15 teams in the league that are between 6 and 10 wins. Probably even more than that. And the bounces they get determines whether or not they win an extra couple of games. Football has a lot to do with luck, as much as it has to do with skill and good coaching. Sometimes you need the bounces to go your way. Maybe the Giants get lucky this year. Who knows? You know, it's football. Things change every year. Maybe they match up with teams on a week where their quarterback goes down. Who knows? You don't know. So you got to take it on a week in, week out basis. It's very hard to make the predictions before the year starts. We need to extend Saquon now. Ryan, I know you watch my channel. I've been talking about extending Saquon for 2 months. To my knowledge, I think I was the first guy talking about it. And I think most people agree with me. One guy made a rebuttal video on me. I'm not going to say the guy's name, but he made a rebuttal video on me, basically saying I was an idiot for even bringing that up as a possibility for extending Saquon Barkley, that it didn't make football sense. Didn't make football sense. I don't think that guy's an accountant. Okay? I would wait till after year 3 because I want him to prove that he's healthy. But it definitely makes football sense. It definitely makes business sense that you extend that guy after 3 years. Definitely makes sense. I've been riding that train for months. What's going on, HTH? Thank you for popping in the stream, man. What was the best Giants game you've ever been to? Best Giants game I've ever been to? One of the best Giants games I've ever been to, ironically, was a loss. But it was a loss that kind of propelled us to win a Super Bowl. I went to the regular season game in 2011 between the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants. The Green Bay Packers that year, I think they were undefeated at the time. I think they were like 12-0. And the Giants, maybe they had one loss. I can't remember. But they were, we beat them in the playoffs. They were 15-1 that year. And the Giants went toe-to-toe that entire game. It was an unbelievable game, back and forth, 38-35 final score. Giants had a chance to win it at the end. There was some kind of missed call at the end. I can't remember. But that was a great game. That one sticks out. Most Giant games I go to, unfortunately, they lose. But that was a really good one that I've been to. Do the Giants have enough cap room? Yes, they do. Independent outsider. Yes, they do. And thanks for popping in, buddy. Yes, they do. When I made my video I was off on the figure. It actually included draft expenses. So they have about $5 million right now after draft expenses. So they do have enough for the draft. Best game and worst Giants game this year. Best game. The game I'm looking. The game I'm looking forward to is the Browns game. I'm looking forward to the Browns game. Odell Beckham. Obviously, you're always looking forward to the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Redskins. In terms of the worst, I don't know. Let me think. I guess the Bengals. I guess you get to see Burrow, but that game's not very good. I'll go with the Bengals. What's going on, Johnny T? Thanks for popping into the stream. Let's see what we got here. We might get trashed by the Ravens, Dennis says. Yeah, if we're being realistic, the Ravens might be the best team in all of football. So if we're being realistic, we might get trashed by the Ravens. What's up, Fly Eagles TV? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. You're going to get shit on by the GOAT. The Ravens are really good. And I'm not looking forward to having to guard Lamar Jackson with our defense. So you might be right about that. But you never know. Any given Sunday. Does anybody know the order of our draft picks? What do you mean, Jersey Life? Well, we're picking 4, we're picking 36, we're picking 99. I think we're picking 108, somewhere in there. And then we have a fifth, an early 6th, and 4th, 7th. We got the 2 comp picks in the 7th. We have the Saints 7th round pick, and we have an early 7th round pick. So we got 4 7ths, we got a 6th, we got a 5th, we got a 4th. We got a back end of the 3rd, and a 2nd and a 1st. What's going on, Tyrick? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Let's see what we got here. Which draft pick the last 5 years did you like the most? My favorite player over the last 5 years, it wasn't the best pick, but my favorite player is Saquon Barkley over the last 5 years. The best pick was Slayton, I think, over the last 5 years. In terms of value. The guy who's going to have the biggest impact, probably Daniel Jones. Let's be real. Hopefully, anyway, if we're going to win Super Bowls. But, all the first-round picks other than Ingram, since before Gettleman took over, aren't on the team anymore. Pretty much every pick, for the most part. Dalvin Tomlinson's on the team, but most guys that were drafted before Gettleman arrived there are no longer on the team. So, it's got to be in the last couple of years. What's up, Chris? Yeah, the Hudson's got a lot of fish, lot of fish in there tonight, but they don't taste good. Could we win the division because everyone has a hard schedule in the division? We got to win our division games. Can we finally beat the Eagles and Cowboys? We haven't beaten them in a decade, it seems. So, yeah, I'll tell you what. You win, the Giants go 4-2 in the division, they could win the division. It's going to come down to the division games because the Cowboys and Eagles aren't going to beat up on those schedules. If the Giants beat up on the Eagles and Cowboys, they can win the division. Can they beat those teams? Recent history will tell you no. We might be a year away. We'll have to wait and see. But if we beat those teams, we can win the division. Oh, Independent Outsider, thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation. I really appreciate it. He says, wishing quick recovery to my COVID. Oh, wow, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Anybody out there that, knows anybody that has that, man, hopefully. I know you work at the post office, so I'm sure that's dangerous. Yeah, man, sorry to hear that, man. Lorenzo Carter was a major disappointment. Yeah, I thought Carter was going to be much better last year. Much better. He was good in certain aspects, but I thought he'd be much better at getting after the quarterback. How will the NFL draft go? I think it's going to be a stream, man. I think it's going to be a stream. I think it's going to be watching like an old school draft. You're not going to see any fans there. It's going to kind of be like the MLB draft. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but the Major League Baseball draft, it's kind of just the GMs basically sitting in a room. They're sitting at a desk, and they don't really talk. I don't even think they go up to a stage. I think it could be something like that. Maybe they Skype in the players that are drafted. Maybe something like that. But it's going to be very unconventional. Not something we're accustomed to. I'll tell you that right now. Think we'll beat the Cardinals or no? I think we could. Yeah. I'm not saying we will, but yeah, I think we could. I don't think the Cardinals are unbeatable. They still have a bad offensive line. Yeah, we definitely could beat the Cardinals. Not saying we will. Oh, Mike, man, thanks so much, man, for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. He says, if we traded 4 to Jacksonville and 9 and 20 and got one of the major offensive tackles and Caleb on Chase on, I would take that over Chase Young at 4. I love Chase Young. Listen, man, Mike, If you get Caleb on, maybe not everybody's as big of a fan as him as I am. Chase Young's clearly a much better player, but I am a fan of him. And yes, if you get a top tier tackle and Caleb on Chason, and still if you pick at 36, that's a slam dunk. Now the question is, are the Jaguars willing to make that move? Do the Jaguars want a quarterback? The only way it even becomes a possibility is the Lions would have to not trade down. If the Lions are willing to trade down, the Giants are not going to be the cream of the crop. Obviously the Jaguars would look to move up to the Lions pick. So the Lions have to select at 3, and then maybe the Giants can make a move there at number 4. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, man, that would be a slam dunk. You get Andrew Thomas and Caleb on Chason? Absolutely. Let's see what we got here. I love him, TJ. Who do you think the Giants will draft in the first 2 to 3 rounds? I mean, if we stay at 4, let's just assume we stay at 4. I'm really up in the air, man, because I'm hearing conflicting reports. What's going on, Malik, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. I'm hearing conflicting reports as to who we could take it for. Some people are telling me Isaiah Simmons. I'm reading. Some people are telling me they're probably going tackle. I really don't know what we're going to do, but I'm going to give you both scenarios. If we take Simmons at 4, we're going to go, in my opinion, we're either going to go best offensive tackle round 2 or best center. We're going offensive line round 2. If there's not an offensive tackle there that they love, they might go with Ruiz. They might go with Bedish. They might wait until round 3 or 4 to take the tackle, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but that is a possibility. Or they'll go with an offensive tackle at 2 in the second round. And then in the third, there's a number of ways you could go there. You could go with a center if you didn't go with a center in round 2. You go with an offensive tackle, if you went with a center in round 2. Or you could go with a wide receiver, a guy like Chase Claypool. There's a lot of ways you could go. And if we go with the tackle, I think round 2, you're either going to go with a guy like Grant Delpit, the safety. You're going to go with a guy like Bourne. If a guy like Matos falls, Epinesa, you're definitely going defense at 36. And then at 99, or you could go center. You could double up on the O-line. And then at 99, again, you're probably looking at a center if you didn't go with a center in round 2. Center's a huge need for this team right now. The fact that we're even talking about Nick Gates potentially being the starting center, a guy that has no experience as a center in the NFL, for a second-year quarterback in a new offense is a major problem. Giants have to address the center. So I expect the center to be drafted in the first 3 picks. You got it, Aiden, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I say we trade Dalvin Tomlinson to keep Leonard Williams long-term. Might be the case. It's going to come down to if they can work out that contract extension. And yeah, I agree with you. If we sign, as much as I like Dalvin, if we sign Leonard Williams to a long-term deal, I don't see them paying Leonard Williams $14, $15 million a year and Dalvin Tomlinson $12 to $15 million a year. I don't see them investing $30 million at the D tackle spot. So I agree with you. I would look to trade Dalvin if Leonard's in the team's long-term plans. Let's see what we got here. We got Bad Dog in the house. I saw Diggity in the house. If he's in here, what's going on, Bad Dog? I really think we need to make the defense better as soon as possible while we build the offense. Listen, man, it's everybody, it's a matter of opinion. The reason why I am so... What's going on, Slurpee, man? Glad to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been, buddy? The reason I'm for the offensive line is because I think it's a 2-year or 3-year fix. And I think that you've got a second-year quarterback that needs as much protection as you could get. I don't want him to get killed. So I view that as the more pressing need. I think they're both incredible needs. I think they both need to be addressed as soon as possible. But it's a fair argument that people make. Even though I think a lot of people might agree with me that the right tackle may be the more pressing need, if Simmons is a guy that the Giants view as a supreme talent, which I don't even know if I view him that way. I think he's going to be a very good player, could be a great player. If they view him as an all-pro level player, it's going to be hard to pass up on him. So it's going to come down to the way they view Simmons. It's going to come down to the way they view these tackles. If they don't view any of these tackles as an all-pro, they view Simmons as an all-pro, they're probably going to go Simmons. If they view both as an all-pro, that's when the debate comes in. What's going on, Cock Lobster? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. What's going on, Made by Kicks? Stop trading away our draft picks, players. Dalvin Tomlinson stays over Leonard Williams. I would not be opposed to that. I just want to keep one of them. I don't want to keep both. I don't want to sign both to a long-term deal. I'm completely fine keeping Dalvin and letting Leonard walk. I don't think it's worth paying both those guys $13 to $15 million a year. That's just my mindset on it. Especially with the depth we already have. I mean, Dexter Lawrence, B.J. Hill, we got players that can fill in there. One ex-Giants player you would want to coach on the Giants in the future. Okay, obviously Lawrence Taylor is the greatest Giant of all time, but I don't think I'd want to coach him. You know, I mean, the guy, I'd want to coach a guy, Saquon Barkley. I mean, I know he's not an ex-Giant. He'd be like the best guy to coach in the world. Eli Manning's an ex-Giant. I'd love to coach Eli Manning. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go Eli Manning, man. Eli Manning seems like a very hard worker, easy guy to coach, easy guy to get along with. I'll go with Eli Manning. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor might rip my head off if we get into an argument. So I think I'd rather coach Eli Manning. Let's see what we got here. Do you think the top linemen are all pro level talents? It's hard to say. It's hard to say, man. It really is. I think they could be. You know, I mean, Andrew Thomas didn't surrender a sack all year. You know, and he looks good on the tape. Wills looks great on the tape. You know, you watch a lot of these guys that are really good at breaking down film. They say great things about Wills. So yes, I think they could be for sure. If you're taking an offensive tackle in the first 5 picks, they better be an All-Pro. So if they're going to take one, they better be convinced they're going to be an All-Pro tackle or guard or whatever they project them to be in the future. Laviska Shenault or Justin Jefferson possibly in the second round. Yeah, Laviska Shenault's a really interesting receiver out of Colorado. Guy that's both those guys are interesting. Justin Jefferson, not the tallest guy. I think Chenault's a little taller, if I'm not mistaken, and I think we're looking for more of a taller guy. Chenault's like 6'2". I like both those guys. I'm not on the second round receiver train unless we get an additional pick. But yeah, Chenault's a really good receiver. Let's see what we got here. If we were to trade down, would you be opposed to getting Henry Ruggs at 20? Well, okay, so we take a tackle at 9 and Ruggs at 20? No, not at all. No, because then you get a center at 36 or you get a edge rusher at 36. I would want to go defense there, but I'm not going to cry if they take Ruggs at 20. No, you get yourself. You really help out your quarterback. You get him a deep ball threat. You get him an offensive tackle, and then you focus heavy on defense the rest of the draft. Wouldn't be my approach, but I would not be upset about it. No, not at all. And you're getting good value there. I don't think Ruggs is getting the 20, so I don't think you got to worry about it. Everything I'm reading, Ruggs is moving up, Mox, not moving back. I would find it hard. T. Higgins is good, man. T. Higgins is definitely talented, Sutherland. Let's see what we got here. On Friday, Chris, the NBA is holding a televised Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's interesting. Did you want to originally? Yes. I was all in on Tunsil, Hakeem. I was all in on Tunsil. The whole, Darth Vader mask or whatever that was with the marijuana. That was so stupid. That the Giants passed up on him for that. I was all about Tunsil. Tunsil, you go back before that happened. Some guys had him going first overall. And then he fell all the way to like 15 or whatever it was. Yeah, we should have taken Tunsil in that draft. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. One of many mistakes. Are you considering a video on the comment I left? JJ, write it again because a lot of people write me ideas for videos and I'll try to see it in the chat and I'll let you know. If the Redskins somehow trade down and Chase Young is still available, who are you taking, Young or Simmons? If the Redskins somehow trade down and Chase Young is still, I'm taking Chase Young. Oh yeah, I'm taking Chase Young. I know a lot of Giants fans are in love with Isaiah Simmons, and Isaiah Simmons is great. I'm in love with him. Chase Young's a better football. Chase Young's a safer prospect. Chase Young's the guy. Yeah, I'm taking Chase Young. T. Higgins, Denzel, Mims, or Claypool? I would probably go Mims 1, Higgins 2, Claypool 3. That was your comment? Oh, that was your comment? About what? Chase Young? Let's see what we got here. So depressed we got Blake Martin. I know a lot of Giants fans are not happy about that. What's going on, Trisha? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I got cold. What else is new? I still don't got the coffee warmer. I gotta get the pot here to warm it up every time I go live. Let's see what we got here. I wanted pros and cons of taking either or. Oh, you wanted the pros and cons of taking either or. I mean, I'll do a pros and cons of taking either or. Not of those two players, though, because I honestly don't view Chase Young as a realistic possibility of the Giants. So, I don't want to make videos that I don't honestly, like, I want to make a video that I think is, like, a realistic possibility. I would do pros and cons of all the offensive tackles or do pros and cons of Isaiah Simmons versus the tackle, but I feel like I've gone over that. Extensively. So, that's just my thoughts. But I'm always open to video ideas. You guys always shout out video. I did a video today. You guys give me some of my best video ideas. It was a great idea today, this morning on Twitter. Malik Thompson, thank you so much, man, for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. He says, me and Bad Dog made nicknames for all the players. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, Saquon, a freak, Will Hernandez, a bully, Dexter Lawrence, baby snacks. Well, that's yours. Dalvin Tomlinson, chubby cookie monster. I like that one. I like the Dalvin Tomlinson one, the chubby cookie monster. That's pretty good. That's you came up with the other one, the baby, the one for Dexter Lawrence. That's pretty good though. Have you taken a look at Winfield Jr.? I have. I have taken a look at Winfield Jr., the safety. Second round, possible. Actually, when I was on Fireside Giants, they were talking about him. Interesting prospect. Good playmaker. Could be a good center fielder. You could be looking at him or Delpit if you're going safety in the second round. Not getting you in the third. So if you're going to take him, it'll be in the second. The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to at least open up to the possibility of taking a safety in the second, depending on what we do in the first. If we don't take an offensive lineman in the first, I'm taking an offensive lineman no matter what in the second if I'm the GM. But if we take an offensive lineman, if they really like a safety, the more I'd be open to it. Because it does give you a lot of flexibility in that secondary. It would allow you to move Love around. I would like that possibility. So I am open to taking a safety in the second round. What's your ideal pick for each round? My ideal pick for each round, offensive tackle, all 10 picks with a center mixed in. No, I'm kidding. My ideal first round. Okay, ideal. Dream world. We trade down. We accumulate 2 second-round picks. We go offensive tackle in the first. We go edge rusher or linebacker in the second with a center with the other pick. Then in the third, we go with a safety. I'll say a safety. Fourth, we go wide receiver. Fifth, maybe a linebacker, depending on what we did in the second. Somewhere in that range. I did a 7-round mock draft, though. I'm going to do another one where I take Simmons in the first because a lot of people ask me to do that. Chris, we should do a collab. Trisha, I didn't even know you had a YouTube channel. If Delpit or McKinney fall into round 2, you got to tell. I agree with you, man. Well, I don't know if I would definitely, but they'd definitely be on my radar. I like Hennessy a lot, and Hennessy is from Jersey. He wants to be a New York Giant. He's been quoted several times of wanting that. Oh, God. I just want mustard on my hot dog, not the K word. Well, I appreciate that, Larry Astro. Larry Astro comes in and, he brings a lot to the table. Larry Astro brings a lot to the table. Giants are trash. They really suck. Yeah. I can't rebut that. We've won, 13 games in our last 3 years? We're not good right now. You're not going to hear me fight you on that one. Jersey Joey, thank you so much, man, for the $10 donation. He says, we trade down, get 12 and 19, but somehow the big 3 OTs are gone, and so is Simmons. Now what do? Becton, edge, scream. If that happens, first thing I do is scream. Second thing I do is I go Becton. If Becton's still there, I'm taking Becton. I need to get my offensive tackle there. If the top 3, in my opinion, are gone, which is Wills, Wirfs, and Thomas, I'm taking Becton at 12. I'm shoring up that position. Then at 19, I go with the edge of the linebacker. That's what I would do in that situation. Obviously, if I'm trading down to 12, I'm hoping for Wirfs, Wills, or Thomas. From my perspective, some people may be hoping for Becton. But yeah, I scream first, and then I take Becton. Stand up! What's going on, Daniel? Saying thanks for popping in the stream, man. Which player in the draft do you think has the blue-collar mentality and the truly bleeds blue? I like Biedish, man. I do. I think Tyler Biedish is that tough, gritty center. There's a couple of players like that. Bowen. I like Bowen, man. Bowen's a player like that, too. Those are the guys going somewhat early that I like that fit that mentality. Yeah, I'll go with those two. I don't think Becton will let. Big Daddy says never Becton. Never. Kenneth Murray. I like him as well, Bad Dog. I know you're a big. Yeah, that's a good call. I like Kenneth Murray as well. I'd be completely open to him at 20 if we trade down there. Malik Thompson, thanks so much for the love, man. $5 donation says, Chris, I wish the Giants just make the playoffs. I miss those days. And don't forget about Chase Claypool in the draft. Maybe second round. Malik loves Chase Claypool. Gideon, you say you got to leave, man? All right, man. Have a great night, Gideon, man. Greg, have a great one, man. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, maybe Claypool for me is the third round. Third round. I know you love him. Third round, I'll take him at 99. Thanks for the love, man. And, yeah, I think everybody in this chat that's a Giants fan misses those days. And I'm not even talking about 2016. I missed the first half of Eli's career days. We have not had sustained success since 2000, since that last Super Bowl. Since then, it's been a mess. So, really from like 2000, really from 2000 to 2012, that was good. We had a bad year mixed in here and there, but overall, we had 12, 13 years of competitive football. Since then, haven't. And we got to get back to those days where we're competing year in and year out. And the only way to do that is to do it slow and steady and not take shortcuts. And I think the Giants are building the team the right way, like I've said. Let's see what we got here. I think we really need to give X-Man a chance this year. I agree with you. I think X-Man's going to have a good year. I think Zimmerman is going to have a good year. I think he's good. I said it today. I think he could lead the team in sacks. I said it on Twitter. That was one of my bold predictions. All right, in case you guys don't follow me on Twitter, we did lose a lot of games, Big Daddy. You're right about that. Oh, Ken, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate it, man. Good morning, Chris. Can you do a video on the mid-round picks like Lynn? But yes. You know what? That'll be my video tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to title it. I got to come up with how I'm going to organize the video. I'll start working on my mid-round prospects tomorrow. Maybe I'll organize it by position. Maybe I'll go, I don't know, mid-round linebackers, mid-round pass rushers that the Giants could target. Then I'll do wide receivers. Oh, I already did wide receivers, actually. But, late round draft picks, stuff like that. I'll definitely start attacking the later rounds now that we're getting closer to the draft. Absolutely. Thanks for the love, man. Malik Washington, man. Thanks for the love, man. Take a day off, man. Put this to some coffee. Malik, man, I appreciate the love, man. And tomorrow I'm going to be off. Tomorrow, I'm definitely going to I don't take day. Well, I took one day off. I didn't make a video on Saturday, but I went live, so I really didn't take a day off. But, hey, man, you guys, I need you guys, man. You guys talk sports with me, man. I love you guys. But tomorrow I'm not going live. So, in that sense, I'll take a day off. I'll be making videos, though. I'll definitely make at least 1 or 2 videos. But I appreciate the love, Malik. Thank you very much, man. No, that's not $125, Natalie. That's a different currency. Green means like $5. It's like $5. It's a different currency. If it was $125, it would be like pink or purple or something like that. What's going on there, Mike Moreno? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Brody says, Chris, how do you become a member? I don't want anybody ever to feel like they got to do that. But if you're interested, there's I don't know, how you're viewing it on your phone or your laptop. But after the stream, if you want, or you could probably even do it during the stream because I see people do it, there's a join button. But if you can't figure it out now, whenever you want, you go on my channel, you hit the join button, and then there's a process. It's quick, I think, to do it. I appreciate the thought, though. Thank you very much, man. Let's see what we got here. So, I appreciate that, CC, man. Thank you very much, man. What's going on, Alex Sports? Thanks for popping in the stream. Alex got a Giants channel, too, by the way. Go and check him out. That kid always supports my channel. Go on over there and subscribe to him and check him out, too, by the way. Let's see what we got here. The steal at 4 would be to trade down. I'm with you. I've been saying that for weeks. I've been saying that for months. Perfect scenario for the Giants is to trade down. Perfect. And you can still get... Here's what I'll say, man. If the Giants trade down... I got a question. For... Oh, Greg, man. Thank you so much, man, for becoming a member, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that, man. My Twitter is actually if somebody in my chat, if you could post my Twitter, I'd really appreciate that. Whether it's somebody from my Discord, whatever it is, I would appreciate that. You can follow me on there. And I forgot what I was going to answer. Somebody asked a good question there. Damn, I forgot now. That's all right. We'll get back to it. Oh, trading down. Yeah, no, I think that's a no doubter. I know what I was going to say. I think I had a question for the people in the chat. I know a lot of you guys in here are, and there's my Twitter, by the way, if you guys want to follow me on the Twitter. Skywalker, meant to tweet, get you on Twitter. I'm going to have to get you tomorrow. I'm working with somebody else tomorrow as well, but I'll have to fit in the time. We're going to have a conversation tomorrow if you're free to talk Giants and Cowboys. And go check him out too, by the way. Yeah, but okay, so here's my question for the people in the chat. For all the Isaiah Simmons people out here, and I know there's a lot of Isaiah Simmons people in the chat, and I get it. If we traded down to 6 and took an offensive tackle, would you be satisfied? Would you be okay with that? Say we traded down to 6, instead of taking Simmons, We trade down to 6. We get a tackle. And then we got to pick at 36 and 37 in the second round. You guys okay with that? Okay. 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 Yes. Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm just curious because I know a lot of people are, Simmons or bust guys. So I'm curious. If Gettleman's gone after this season, who replace? That's the question of the month. The guy in the Patriots, a lot of people were talking about as a potential replacement, and I might do a video on him in a couple of weeks when I can do some more research. Loaded Cannon says, "What's the point?" What do you mean? What's the point? What's the point of what? Trading down? The point of trading down? I don't know if that's what you're asking me, but the point of trading down would be to get more assets, to fill in more holes. You accumulate more picks. I don't know if that's what I don't know if you were talking to me. Okudah would be there in that scenario, though. He would potentially be, but we already have corner. We got Bradbury. Chris, I was busy today. What happened with Gettleman? Nothing crazy. A report came out today. It's nothing that we didn't really know, but obviously it came from a credible source, and Jay Glazer said that he's on the hot seat. He's got to prove it this year, otherwise he's gone. Basically, that's what he said. Chris, you should be ashamed of yourself. Why should I be ashamed of myself? Why should I be ashamed of myself? Why should I be ashamed of myself? I love when people say I should be ashamed. Why? Because I don't agree with you? Isn't that what sports is about? If you came to my channel and agreed with everything I said, what's the point in watching? If you don't get a different perspective, why would you even watch? It would be boring as hell. Right? I wouldn't want to go to a channel where I agree with everything the guy said. I like Simmons. I like an offensive tackle a little bit more. Let's see what we got here. Gettleman goes Riddick in. Yeah, that's true, man. I think we could trade down with Jacksonville, however, it could also be for Simmons. It could. I don't think Simmons is getting a 9, though. Simmons could definitely get to 6. I don't think he's getting a 9. Let's see what we got here. How do you think Blake Martinez will do in the Patrick Graham defense? I actually think he's going to do well. I actually almost made a video on that, but I didn't have enough time. He came out with a lot of good quotes today regarding Patrick Graham, a lot of encouraging quotes. I may do a video on that tomorrow. He was saying how excited he is to work with Patrick Graham and everything else, so I might make a video on that tomorrow. Oh, man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Natalie, man. Thank you so much, Natalie. I was about to call Natalie a man. Oh, it is a man. It's girlfriend's name. Okay. Really excited about our special teams, to be honest. A lot of speed. By the way, it's Jose Castillo. I'm an idiot, and I can't figure out how to get my girlfriend's name off. Don't ask me how it happened. Anyways, been a fan since the Jones reaction. Well, I really appreciate it, Jose, man. Thank you very much, and hopefully your girlfriend doesn't get upset that you spent $20 on her credit card. But I appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry that you had to find my channel when I was in that state of mind. I was pretty crazy that night. But I appreciate the love. Thank you very much, man. Did Bad Dog say he's leaving? I must have missed it, man. Bad Dog, have a great night, man. And if you guys have not done so, go on over to Bad Dog. He's going to be on the channel Friday, or Thursday. I'm not sure what night yet, but we'll definitely get some subscribers over his channel on Thursday or Friday. But go on over there and subscribe to him. That's how you found me. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people found me from that reaction. Still would take it back if I could. Do you think the Giants still go for a guy like Simmons or another linebacker after signing multiple linebackers in free agency? I'm not going to be upset if they take Simmons because they don't have a great coverage linebacker. So if they take Simmons, it definitely fills a need. And he could get after the quarterback. No, I'm not going to be upset if they take Simmons. Even with the linebackers they brought in, I just think we need to tackle more. That's my mindset. Let's see what we got here. Chris, if it wasn't for the reaction, none of us would know who you are. Well, if that's the case, I don't think that's the case. I had a good amount of subscribers before the reaction, but I'm sure I gained a good amount because of it. And I appreciate it, man. I guess it was a good thing. It was a blessing. But I still, I still wish I didn't behave that way. Let's see, we got to trade down to get 6, get worse, take 36, 37, move back up to get you. That's a slam dunk. If you could do that, if you get your offensive tackle and take the 36 and 37, get an impact defensive player, that's a slam dunk, man. The reaction. That's what we'll call it. Big Daddy said. Are you open for 2 tackles in the first round? No. No. I love hog mollies, but no. No, we got to improve that defense. I'm definitely open for 1 tackle, not 2. Let's see what we got here. Cam Fleming is ready to battle for the starting job. Will he get it? I hope not. I hope we address the tackle position in the draft. Not to say, maybe he'll start the season, but I want to get a guy there that could be a long-term answer. Cam Fleming to me is a guy that, maybe he gives you a year like Remmers. I don't really view him here that he's going to be here that long. The guy's been a backup for a reason. He's a solid lineman, but can you count on him 16 games a year? He hasn't demonstrated yet to this point in his career. There's a reason you're getting him for $4 million. I want him to be a swing tackle. I don't want him to be in the starting lineup. Ideally. Who are the 2 idiots? Big Daddy, they just don't like me. You get trolls, man. It happens. But don't tell Big Daddy, don't tell him. Thumbs down help my channel just as much as thumbs up. People don't realize that, but it does. But don't tell them. Don't tell them, because then they'll stop thumbs downing it. 1 tackle is fine, but we need 1 in the early first. Yeah, I agree with you. What's going on, Jared Williams? Thanks for popping in the stream. Waterfly, have a great night, buddy. Peppers, I like Peppers. I like Peppers. Who has a better chance of making the Pro Bowl, Peppers or Bradbury? Oh, man. I think they both have a really good chance at making the Pro Bowl. I shouldn't say really good, but I think they both have a realistic chance of making the Pro Bowl. I'll go Peppers. If Peppers stays healthy, I think Peppers fits this defense very well. I could see Peppers having a really strong year. I'll go Peppers. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Chris, do you think Chase Young going to the Redskins affects the chances we take an offensive tackle in the first round instead of Simmons? That's a good point. People talk about that all the time. If the Redskins are getting Chase Young, you need somebody who can block him for the next 10 years. If they don't take a tackle this year, they'll have to take a tackle early next year. So pick your poison, guys. Because here's what I'll say about the people that don't want to tackle. For the people that don't want a first-round tackle this year, I already know you're not going to want a first-round tackle next year. And I get it. Tackles are not exciting. Eventually, you have to invest early on a tackle. And then people tell me, well, look at Dave Gettleman's draft record. He's never taken a first-round tackle. I don't care. You'll get most of the good teams. At some point in time, they invest early on the offensive line. So if you don't do it this year, you're just going to have to do it next. So next year, there'll be another Isaiah Simmons that people are going to want, a flashy player. Eventually, you got to take the boring hog molly. What better time to do it than the second year of a quarterback's career? That's just my mindset, guys. How about you do a video of the 2021 free... I'm gonna. After free agency, I'm going to, Lloyd. Somebody else asked me to do that. I'm definitely doing that. Elvis, man, thank you so much, man, for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Would you trade down at 36 for a mid-second and a third if we don't trade down at 4? Or can you see us moving back in both the first and second since it's a deep draft? So you're asking, would I trade down from 36 to get a mid-second and a third? The only way I entertain that, Elvis, is if I think I could get the player that I want at 36 in the mid-second round. Let's just say Ruiz or Bourne. If for some reason I think I can get those guys at 45, I'll do it. But no, I'd rather just stay there and get the player. I don't think I'd be looking to trade down. If anything, in the second, I'm looking to trade back up into the first. If I'm going to trade down, I want it to be in the first round and accumulate more assets early in the draft. And then you ask me, or can you see us moving back in both the first? I could definitely see us moving back in the first. I don't think we'll move back in the second. If we're going to move anywhere in the second, I think it's going to be up. Just my prediction. Dave Gettleman's never traded down ever. So it's going to be a stretch to see him even trade down from the 4th pick. I don't see him trading down twice. But thanks so much for the love. I really appreciate it, man. Let's see. I saw you. I already said. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel, Trisha. Our defense is weaker, so maybe that will be Gettleman's strategy. Definitely could be. What's your thoughts on the pass rusher out of Penn State? Matos? I like Matos. I know Big Daddy's not the biggest fan of his, and he does really good film breakdown. From everything I read about Matos, needs to put on a little more muscle. He's a little raw, but he has a connection to the coach, he says. So first off, I think that's something he's got going for him. Spence was his D-line coach in college at Penn State. We've already seen that we've brought in a lot of free agents that have connections to this coaching staff. Matos would make sense. I could definitely see the Giants taking Matos in the second round. To be honest with you, if we're going defense at 36 and Matos is there, I'd be surprised if we don't take him. I would be surprised because of the connection he has to the coaching staff. I think we would take him. Let's see what we got here. Thoughts on Curtis Weaver? What's going on, Ricardo? Thanks for popping in the stream. Yo, I love this channel. I appreciate it, Ricardo. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm sorry if it's lagging, guys. I saw that you said it was lagging. It's probably because everybody's online. But as long as you can hear my voice, I know the voice comes through. You don't need to see my face. You hear the voice. What was the question I was about to answer? Thoughts on Curtis Weaver? I like Curtis Weaver. 36 probably a little early for me, though. I don't think we're going to get him. I think 36 is a little early, and I don't think he's dropping a 99. But he's a solid edge rusher out of Boise State. But I like other guys better that I think are going to be there at 36. Josh Warren, I appreciate it. Yeah, I know there's a lag, guys. I can't do anything about the lag. I can take my face away. If the lag is real, this is what I did last time. If the lag is bothering you guys that much, my voice doesn't lag. I can take the face away. I can't do anything about the lag. Can't do anything about it. So I apologize. Chris, how do you think the coaching staff can unlock Lorenzo Carter's potential? It's going to come down to how they use him. How they use him in the defense. I think they need to use him more in coverage. I think he showed last year he's solid in coverage. He's athletic. He can get after the quarterback, yes, but I would try to use him more in coverage than anything else. That's just my opinion. But it's going to come down to how they use him in the defense. I do think he's very versatile. I think he's going to fit well in this defense. I really do. I was excited about Lorenzo Carter last year. I was wrong. I'm excited about him this year. Hopefully he doesn't prove me wrong twice. Oh, man, thank you so much, man, Ryan Clay, for becoming a member, man. One of my best subscribers. I really appreciate it, Ryan, man. And, yeah, we'll go fishing in the Hudson River soon. I appreciate it, Ryan. Yeah, more in coverage, Big Daddy. I think they need to use him more in coverage. Gross got Matos needs to put him on muscle. And that's what I've read. Maybe that's for a 4-3 defense, but I like Matos. I like Matos, and I think I think they're going to take him if he's there at 36 because of his connection to the coaching staff. Oh, Jacob, man, thank you so much, man, for the love. I appreciate it, man. Better second year Slayton or Smith, and X-Men or Baker. Oh man, wow. I like X-Men and Baker this year. I'm gonna say that Baker takes the bigger jump. I think DeAndre Baker's gonna have. I think X-Men's gonna have a good year too, but I think DeAndre Baker takes the bigger jump. But I'll say X-Men as the. I'll go Zimenez. The second part of the question, and I'll go Slayton. You're talking about Caden Smith? I'll go Slayton. I think he'll be. I think he'll be gone before 36 as well. But if he gets there, I think we'll take him. Can you do videos on the possibilities for the second, third, and fourth rounds? Well, I've already done videos on the second round. For the most part, I did a 7-round mock draft, but I'm gonna do another 7-round mock draft where a lot of people ask me to do a 7-round mock draft where I take Simmons. I'm sure I'll be doing that draft soon, so I'll definitely be doing that. And that'll kind of change the later prospects. And I'll definitely be doing videos on like hidden gems, and I'll do it by positions, like the best linebackers that you can find late in the draft, stuff like that. I'll definitely do stuff like that. Gross Matos, Julian Okwara, or Zach Bond. I like all those players, but Julian Okwara to me, coming off an injury, couldn't even participate at the combine. I'm going Bond out of those three. But Matos or Bond. I'd probably go Matos. I go Matos 1, Bond 2. But like Big Daddy said, I don't think Matos is going to be there. I appreciate that, Big Daddy, man. Thanks a lot, man. Chris, how many jerseys do you wear on streams? Do you wear the same one for every video? No, I wear Barkley. I alternate Barkley and Jones. It's not like I only wear them for my videos. But I wear Barkley and Jones. And once in a while, I'll sprinkle in an Eli. Yeah, those are the jerseys I wear. Yo, Chris, tell the chat to subscribe. All right, Trisha, yeah. If you guys haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. I do daily videos, at least hopefully 2 a day when I can. Yeah, if you're a football fan, subscribe. I appreciate it, guys. Do we get Thomas or Becton if they're... I got to go Thomas. I think Thomas is safer. I got to go Thomas, man. Yeah, Becton I know a lot of people are enamored with because he had the great combine, the long arms. He's huge. I get it, the imposing force, but I got to go Thomas. I think Thomas is safer. Delano! What's going on, Delano? I made a video on that a while ago. Ryan, man, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much, man. I am not 5 foot tall. I'll get into that in a second. I made a video on that a while ago. I don't think they'll extend him this year, Delano, because the injury last year. Ideally, it would be great because it's before the collective bargaining agreement. But if I'm Barkley, I don't do it before next year. I wait for the CBA. I think after this year, Barkley proves he's healthy. They got to do it. Got to do it. Because then he's getting paid top dollar at like 28, 29. He comes off the books. If you wait till his 5th year, you're paying him till he's 31. Doesn't make sense to me. So I would try to get it done after his 3rd year, like what happened with Gurley and like what happened with Zeke. Obviously, you pray that he stays healthy. In terms of me being 5 foot, I don't know who started that rumor. Well, I do know. Bavith. I don't think he's in here anymore. One of my original subscribers. I'm not 5 feet tall. I did a live stream last year where I met Bad Dog in person. I met Kid Blue in person. The tape's there, guys. I'm 5'11". I'm just as tall as Bad Dog is. So, no, I am not 5 foot tall. I don't know who started that rumor. I don't know who started that rumor. Tell us the chat to subscribe to your channel. Go check out. I don't know what Trisha does, but go check out the channel. I'm guessing football. What's going on that one, guy? Thanks for popping in the stream. How do I do what, Mark, guys? Let's see what we got here. Kid Blue said you're borderline 5. Yeah, I'm like 5'11". Maybe 5'10 and a half. I don't know. Maybe 6 foot. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Do we still get Marcus Golden? I don't think we're going to get him. But maybe. It is kind of odd that he hasn't signed yet, right? Maybe they work out something if they could sign Leonard Williams on an extension, but I doubt it. What's going on, West Coast? Thanks for popping in the stream. Did they compare Chris to it? Yeah, I don't know. People seem to think I'm short on YouTube for quite some time. I'm not a short guy. I'm not saying I'm tall, but I'm not, I'm 5'10 and a half, 5'11". I'm normal height. If we draft Delpit, Winfield, do you think there's a chance we don't pay Jabril? Nope. I think Jabril's coming back, at least for the rookie contract. I don't know if we're going to extend him after that, but no, I think Jabril's coming back. I think they extend him on the rookie deal because you can always shift Love over to the slot. So, no, I think they extend Jabril. What's going on, Handsome Flea? Handsome Flea's one of my original subscribers. I still remember the first time. I love reminiscing. I remember the first time Handsome Flea commented on a video. I remember when he subscribed. And I think he asked me, I think he said, I like your content, but do you do post-game videos right after the game? Because if you don't, I'm not going to subscribe. And I said, yeah, I'm going to do it right after the game. I remember that comment, something like that. But Handsome Flea's been with my channel for a very long time. Best available at number 4 offensive tackle. I think it's either going to, I'll go Wills. I'll go Wills right now. I'm leaning Wills right now. What's going on, Clocks? How you been, buddy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Man, I heard you complaining about this in another video. I was just messing. Natalie. We need all the whoa, Sabrina. Whoa. We don't. This is a PG chat. We don't do those measurements on stream. What's up, Dana? Is Bill O'Brien going to be fired or what? Is Bill O'Brien going to be fired? He should have been. He should have been fired last year. He did a horrible job in the playoffs. He's a horrible coach. Should be fired, but no, I don't think he will be. After this year, maybe. List the top 4 offensive tackles in the draft from your favorite to your least favorite. Wills Thomas were respected, but it's so close. What's going on, Nick Young? About an hour in. It started at 8:30, I think, so you're about an hour and 10 minutes in. What's up, Chris? Glad I didn't miss that. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for popping in, Jeffrey. Is there a chance we take a cornerback in the 2nd round? What's up, Muhammad? Thanks for popping in. No. I don't think so. I mean, anything's possible, but no. I mean, we just took Bradbury. We took a bunch of cornerbacks last year. Had we not signed Bradbury, absolutely. But because we signed Bradbury, I'd be surprised. I really would. What's going on, Goose? Thanks for popping in. There's another guy with a great YouTube channel. Going over there and check him out as well. What's going on, Chris? Been a while supporting your channel and the Giants from the UK here. It's 2:30 a.m. Well, Sammy, I appreciate you for popping in. I hope everything's going well there in the UK. Hope you're staying safe. Hope everybody's staying safe. And I'm glad to see you back, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. What's up, Hey, what's up, Sports Drama, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Man, Harry Adams, man. Thanks so much, man, for the $2 donation. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for the love. Jeremy, another one of my longtime subscribers in the chat. Jeremy Maynard, another guy that's been here since near the beginning. Hey, Chris, if we do pick Simmons at the starting linebacker, Simmons, Carter, are the starting linebackers, Simmons, Carter, etc. If we pick Simmons, that's a great question. I mean, if we take Simmons, I mean, I think Martinez has to start. You know, you're paying the guy $10 million. Martinez is going to start in the middle. I would think Simmons will be the other middle. And then you'll have a combination on the outside with Fackrell and O'Shane Zimenez and Lorenzo Carter. And, you know, they'll mix and match. They might even have all three in certain packages. But I would think the starting middle linebackers would be those two. Conley would also get some play because you could also put Conley in at the middle. You could shift back Simmons in certain packages to the safety. Maybe play him in the slot in certain packages. They'd find a way to get Conley involved as well. But I think that would be your package if you took Simmons. I'm not a huge fan of Becton. I wouldn't rage if we took Becton, but I'm not a huge fan of him. How do you feel about Will Gay Jr.? Yeah, a lot of people have asked me about Will Gay Jr. Everything I'm reading, he's a 3rd or 4th round pick. Do you know how Ron Effect doing no vids in a while? I have no idea. I don't talk to Ron Effect. I watch his channel from time to time. I don't know why he's not doing videos. What's going on, Lake Nona? Thanks for popping in the stream. If you were an offensive coordinator right now, which scheme strategies would you utilize with this team the most? Oh, wow. Run the ball. I would be a run-heavy offense. I got Saquon Barkley. I'm running the ball. Second-year quarterback, I want to try to help him out as much as I can. And I would try to, a lot of play action, rollouts, things like that. Try to use DJ's mobility, take shots down the field, but definitely establish the offense with the ground game first. 100%. I would be almost a 50-50 balanced offense with Saquon Barkley as my running back. Otherwise, why do we take him 2nd overall? Who was the best linebacker in the 2019 draft, and how was his season? Who was the best linebacker? You mean last year's draft? Last year's draft, it was the guy that what's his name? The guy that Tampa Bay took out of LSU. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He went 5th overall. That was the best linebacker last year. Why is the name escape me? I liked him. He had a horse. He owned a horse. I can't remember the guy's name. Do you think a wide receiver blocking ability affects who the Giants draft? Maybe a little bit, but no. I think they're looking at a tall wide. Yeah, Devin White. There you go. I think they're looking at a tall red zone threat. I don't think blocking is going to have anything to do with it. Yeah, Devin White. I was a fan of Devin White. Let's see what we got. Please forgive me, Father Cannoli. I didn't know you were Jake, you kidding me, man? Thanks for popping in the stream at all, man. I appreciate it. Let's see what we got. If we pass on Chase Young, Gettleman better be fired immediately. There's no way. I'll tell you what, I'll explode if we pass on Chase Young. Not gonna happen though. He's not gonna be there. I'm just trying to keep you guys. I'm trying to be realistic. I'd be surprised. Yo, Chris, tell the chat. Trisha, yeah, just you wrote it a couple of times. They know you got a channel. They go over there and won. Devin White had a great season. It took their defense to. I like Devin White. I liked Devin White a lot last year. I would have been fine with the Giants taking him at 6. Had he been there. I knew we weren't going to take. I knew the Bucs were going to take him. That's all you heard. That the Bucs were going to take him because they lost their linebacker. The guy that he went over to the 49ers. And yeah, I knew he was going to the Bucs. But yeah, I was a big fan of Devin White last year. Former running back, incredible athlete, really smart, hard work. I remember doing a video on him. Does Jones win MVP? No. I want to tell you yes. I know you want me to tell you yes. I could lie to you. I could come on YouTube and tell you Daniel Jones is going to win the MVP. We're going to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Daniel Jones is not going to win the MVP. I hate to tell you the truth, but it's the truth. I know you don't want me to tell you that, but no. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he makes me look like a fool and he wins the MVP. I've been in this chat the whole time and you haven't responded. Luan, I try. Thank you for coming into the stream. Oh, man. It's hard to please everybody. Pizza or pasta, boys? Which one? I'm going with pasta. Who is Brandon Jacobs' type running back at Dylan? Dylan in the 5th or 6th round. Hey, Chris, sorry I'm late. I almost called you bad, though. What's going on, Loud Superset? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I appreciate it. Becton is a better version of Eric Flowers. Good run blocker, lacking pass blocker. I think he's going to be better than Flowers. I really do think he's going to be better than Flowers. Let's see what we got here. Let's not kid ourselves, guys. Maybe in a couple of years, if Judge knows what he's doing. Yeah, we've got to give it a couple of years. Let's relax. We got a new coaching staff. We still got a bad offensive line. We still got a mediocre receiving core. Let's ease. I'm trying to keep people conservative a little bit. Let's stop talking MVPs. Let's win a couple of football games before we start thinking about MVPs. Before we start thinking about playoffs. Let's win a couple of. Before we even think about the playoffs, guys? Can we beat the Eagles? Can we beat the Eagles? That'd be like a Super Bowl win. The way the last 3 years have gone. Let's beat the Eagles. Then we'll start thinking about the playoffs. Let's win our division first. Then we'll worry about the playoffs. Then when we start making the playoffs, then we'll worry about MVPs. Baby steps. Baby steps. If we grab Wilson for us, Chris, can we grab Gray at 36? That would be a great outcome. Possible. Not the guy that I would select, but it's possible. Hey, let's not put the Giants in the basement just yet. I'm not putting them anywhere. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope they go to the playoffs. I hope they do great things next year. Giants go 9-7 next year. I think they could. Trill Dill says playoffs. Yeah, I'm not picking playoffs next year. But I'm saying before we even start talking MVPs, let's make the playoffs. But we'll see. We'll see. How would you feel about taking Unique and their 9th for our 4th? Are we willing to take that salary in? Can we create that cap space? You'd have to create a lot of cap space to bring Unique in. Unique's making about $20 million with the franchise tag. So you'd have to create cap space. Are the Giants willing to pay him on a long-term contract? All that needs to come into play. If they're willing to do all that, he fits the time frame. He's young. I wouldn't cry about it. But are you willing to pay him that much money? That's the question. Let's see what we got here. Maybe my Panthers will trade down with the trade up, you mean? Trade up from 7 to 4? Let's see what we got here. Any worries about the pandemic affecting Daniel Jones? I made a video on that yesterday, Muhammad. I'm not too worried about it. I think it could have an effect maybe the first couple of games of the year, but overall I'm not too worried about it. I think he'll be fine. He's a hard worker, really smart. I think he'll be okay. He's learning a new offense. I think no matter what, even without this pandemic, I think if we were being realistic, you got to give him a couple of weeks to get his feet wet in the new offense to really, before we could really judge him this year, It's a brand new offense. You got to give him 2-3 weeks, in my opinion. Hopefully he comes out and he's blazing fire. But I could see him getting off to a slow start. But I think he'll have a strong year. Let's see what we got here. If Jones gets good protection and we actually run the ball next year, I think we can win the division. I'm not ruling it out, Charles. Charles, I'll tell you what. If we become a run-first football team, we're jamming it down teams' throats, we can win football games. That's how the Cowboys won in 2016. They didn't have a great defense. They jammed it down teams' throats because they had a great offensive line. If we can become that type of team, sure. But I got to see it first before I believe it. We have not been that type of team since 2012. Really 2008, 2009. If we can become that team, yeah, absolutely. Who's your favorite player? Saquon Barkley. My favorite player ever is Eli, but my favorite player on this team is Saquon Barkley. Do we get a No Benjamin? I like a No Benjamin, but I don't think we'll get him. He's going to be a 3rd or 4th round pick more than likely, maybe 5th. He's kind of similar to who we picked up. Obviously a much younger version, but he's kind of similar to Dion Lewis, a smaller back, a guy, I don't see it. I don't think he's a great fit for what we're looking to do. Trade down if Chase Young is there. No. Don't trade down if Chase Young is there. No, you take Chase Young if Chase Young is there. Yeah, that's like asking if 2 + 2 = 4. If Chase Young is there, you run to the draft board and you take him. Trade down's not in my vocabulary. You take Chase Young. And I'm an offensive line guy. You take Chase Young, you don't think twice. He's the safest player in this year's draft. Let's see what we got here. Who would you want to Saquon's backup of this year's draft? Well, I think I think we established the backup in free agency. But Dylan, the big running back, 247 pounds. If I had to pick one, I would like a big bruiser. What's going on, JG, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Trade down, take Simmons, then trade back up and take the falling offensive tackle, maybe mid-first. That'd be great. I think a lot of people want that scenario. I think that's an ideal scenario if you could do that. Second round center, absolutely. I'm all for doubling up at the offensive line. I've said that many times. Take a tackle, take a center, take Simmons, take a center. I think those are all reasonable possibilities. Oh, Nick Young, man, thanks so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. $5 donation. I've seen you write this a bunch, Bradley. Do my quarterback cadence. Are you asking me to rank the quarterbacks? Is that what you're asking me to do? Nick Young with the $5 donation. He says, "What if Gettleman pulls a Reese and drafts a flashy wide receiver to save his job?" The thing is, Nick, I don't think he's going to do that. I really don't think he's going to do that. And I mean, anything's possible. If he does that, I'm going to be pissed off. And the Giants would have nobody to blame but themselves for putting him in that situation. But I don't see it happening. I think Gettleman's thinking towards the future. I think if Gettleman was going to do that, if he was going to try to save his job, he would have done it in free agency. He would have brought in all the top tier guys on the 5-year deals like Reese did. So I don't think he'd do it in the draft. I think you get a more immediate impact with veterans. If they were do yours if you were a quarterback. I don't know, Bradley. But no, I don't see them doing that. I honestly don't even think it's a remote possibility. I shouldn't say that. But I don't think a very small possibility. What's going on, Wilford? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Dylan out of BC, do you think he has enough speed for the NFL? I think he's a bruiser. I don't think he has enough speed to be an every down back, but I think he's got enough speed to be a guy that could come in and get you the tough yardage. That's what I'd want him for. That's the type of back that I would want to back up Saquon Barkley. Oh, Natalie, thank you. I know I forgot. Natalie, I'll call you Natalie for now. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. If Young is there, what shot are you celebrating with? Oh, man. I'll go with Patron. I am not a tequila guy, by the way, but Patron I could do. I like Patron. Patron is smooth. I can't do the Jose Cuervo. I can't do any of that Don Julio. I can't do that, but Patron's good. I could do Patron. I'll do a shot at Patron on draft night if we get Chase Young. Yeah, there you go. Maybe I'll do, what else do I like to do? I haven't done shots in a while. John, whatchamacallit? What's the one I always get? When we used to go to the bars all the time, oh man, it's escaped me. I'm not a big shot guy. Are you still doing song request? No, not right now. No. Yes, I will be live on draft night. Chris, who is your offensive? Right now, it's probably Wills from the film I've watched. I'm probably leaning Wills. I had Wills in my first mock draft. I picked Wirfs in my last two mocks because that's who the Giants have been connected to. That's who they've said they're interested in. And he had a really strong combine, but I'm probably slightly leaning Wills and Thomas. No shots, we sip champagne. That's right. Yeah, we'll be doing champagne, man. We'll be doing champagne. Yeah, I know, Ryan Clay. I know. I don't know what my cadence as a Giants quarterback. I don't know. It would be blue. Make sure you block. Make sure you don't get me killed. Set, hut. Block, bend your knees, said hike. That'd be my cadence pre-snap. I'd be yelling at the offensive lineman, and I'd be yelling at the guy, the Undertaker, to get a casket ready for me. That would be my pre-snap cadence. Let's see what we got here. Going to Vegas? No, they're not having the draft. They're not having the draft in Vegas. They're not having the draft in Vegas. If you had to pick Simmons or O-line, you guys like that. I want to trade down and get an O-lineman. I've been pretty consistent with that from the start, but I'm not going to be upset with Simmons. I recognize both. What would we get if we trade Ingram and/or Tomlinson, a first or second round? Trade both? I'm crazy. If we trade both, I don't even think I still don't think we're getting that. Maybe a mid-second. Maybe if we traded both. What if you have Thomas and Young at 4? I'm taking Young. I'm taking no matter what. Young's my number one player in this draft. I'm taking Young no matter what. He supersedes everybody. By themselves, you'll be lucky if you get them mid-third. By themselves, mid-third for either one of those two prospects. Daniel Jones or Carson Wentz, who has the better year? Do the Giants take a first-round offensive lineman? I'm actually going to lean Carson Wentz. I think that the Eagles have a better offensive line. I think they're going to be healthier this year, and they're going to draft a first-round wide receiver. Carson Wentz is more expensive. If Carson Wentz stays healthy, I got to go Carson Wentz. I got to be fair. I mean, the guy's been in the league for a long time. I got to go Carson Wentz. But I think Daniel Jones is going to have a good year. Chris, if we draft Chase Young and we playoff contenders, I'd give us a much better shot, especially with 7 teams making it. You know, a guy like that could really, really improve your defense overnight. So I'd give us a much better shot. I'll put it that way. Who can we realistically trade down with? And Big Daddy says Jones better than Wentz. I think Jones could definitely be better than Wentz. I got to see more evidence before I say that, but you definitely could. I mean, Wentz has injury problems too. You got to factor that in. Who can we trade down with? I think there's 5 possible destinations. That's the Dolphins, that's the Chargers, that's the Panthers, that's the Jaguars, and that's the Raiders. I don't think that there's any other realistic possibility at this point in time, but I think there's 5 spots, and a lot of it's going to... We don't know yet, though. Free agency's not done yet. We don't know where Winston's going to go, and there's a couple other quarterbacks. So we got to see where all these other quarterbacks land before we know all of our potential suitors. I don't think the Giants are dropping all the way down to New England at 23, so I view 5 potential suitors. SEC line, yeah, I know. Big Ten's better with the line historically. Do you think the Joe Judge and Nick Saban connection increases the chance we favor Wills? People have said that before. Obviously, Alabama. It's possible. It's possible. It's a good point. You know, people have brought that up to me, and then people said the same thing about Judy. At the end of the day, if they feel he's the best prospect, they're going to take him. But obviously, Saban's going to tell, you know, if Saban likes him, he's going to say it. So I'm sure Judge is in Saban's ear, getting knowledge about him. Definitely have some insider information probably on him, that's for sure, and maybe it might make it more realistic that we could draft him. That's a very good point you bring up. Sorry I'm late, bro. Was doing some chores, but I'm here. Stealth, get out. Get out. I'm kidding, Stealth. You know that. You never have to apologize for coming in late. Thanks for being here, Stealth. No, another one of my original subscribers, man. Where do you see Jameis Winston or Cam Newton going? I think Jameis Winston is going to go to... I really think the Steelers make a lot of sense. I think the Steelers make a lot of sense. And Cam Newton, I'm going to go Jaguars. That's my prediction right now. Those are going to be my 2 predictions. Oh, man, so fun, Keith, man. Thanks so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Becoming a new member on the channel, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all the support, guys. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. What is a realistic contract for Leonard Williams? Will we get Golden back if we sign him? Realistically, I think 4 years, I would hope for 4 years, 13 per. I think that's somewhat realistic. I don't know if it'll get done, because if I'm Leonard Williams, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let me ask you guys in the chat. If you were Leonard Williams, what would you rather do? Now, if you take the long-term deal, you get more security. You get more guaranteed money. But what would you rather do? Would you rather sign a 4-year or even a 5-year, 13, we'll say $14 million a year contract? Say it's 5 years, 14 per. That's what? That's, I don't know. I'm not good at math right now. $70 million, right? So would you take 5 years, $70 million, or would you play on the franchise tag for $17 million for 1 year, fully guaranteed? And if you play good, the market goes up by 15% next year, and a player that was worth $14 million the year before is now worth $17. So basically, if he matches what his value is now, he's going to get close to 17 anyway when next year's market goes up on a multi-year deal. So if I'm Leonard Williams, I'm playing on the franchise tag. I'm not signing a deal. Giants did me a favor. Huda says, how do you become a member? There's a join button if you'd like to. I appreciate that. I don't know, it's different on the phones and the laptops or the TV. I don't know where you're watching it, but if you can't do it during the stream, when you go to the channel, there's a join button. You click it, and it's a quick process. That's what people say. So I appreciate the thought. Thank you very much. I would play on the franchise tag, man. He's getting a $15 million a year, 5 years, 4 for $60. I think I'd play on the franchise tag, to be completely honest with you. I'd play on the franchise tag 1 year knowing the market's going to go up. Now, you're gambling because if he gets hurt or if he has a bad year, but even if he has a bad year, he's probably still worth 13 or 14 the next year with the market going up. I don't think you're risking much unless you get hurt. If you get hurt, you're risking something. But if I'm Williams, I'm playing out on the franchise tag. I think there's a reason that there's been a theme here with a lot of these free agents signing short-term deals. They see the market going up. Clowney's going to sign a 1-year deal. You look at Conklin. Conklin signed a 3-year deal, but it's really a 1-year deal. I think it's like, what is it, $42 million, but he's getting 20 in the first year. So he's going to be able to get out of that contract after the second year, and he'll be able to strike it big. Players intentionally sign short-term contracts. I don't think Leonard Williams wants to sign a 4-year deal. I don't think that Dak Prescott wanted to sign a 4 or 5-year deal, unless it's going to equate to what he'll make the next year. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Chiefs. I'm going to go back-to-back. Pat Mahomes is too good, man. And I feel like Andy Reid finally got the monkey off his back. I've always said he's one of the best coaches I've ever seen. I'm going to go back-to-back. In football, obviously I'm picking chalk there. I think a lot of people are going to pick the Chiefs, but I got to go Chiefs. I'm going with Chiefs. Chris, who would win in a bare-knuckle street fight? Yo, Philly 500 would kill me. He'd destroy me. Would you rather enter a ring, prime Mike Tyson, or getting tackled by... oh, wow. I mean, if I got pads on, I got to go getting tackled by Taylor. But if I don't, that's a tough decision. Your reaction to the Redskins signing Ronald Darby. It feels like almost everybody from the NFC is building their defense for this year. Darby's a nothing signing. That doesn't help them. It's not a bad signing. I think it was $4 million a year. That's a nothing signing. It's not going to really help their team. Darby's not good. Yeah, didn't impress me. I do like what the Redskins did this offseason, though. They had a plan similar to the Giants. Do you think the Joe Judge and Nick Saban connection increases the... Yeah, somebody asked me that earlier, Simon. Yes, I suppose maybe slightly. Definitely slightly. Don't throw good money at a bad deal, Reeson Williams. I wouldn't be opposed to it. You're paying him a lot of money. It means anything. I'd be rooting for you in the street fight, Tane. I appreciate that, Afghanistan. Another one of my best subscribers, man. I appreciate that. My dream draft would be to trade back to 6, take Simmons there, get picks, get back into the first, and draft a tackle in the 20s. Yeah, that seems to be the consensus for a lot of Simmons people. A lot of Simmons people want that possibility. Sup, Tane? I hope you stay inside. I am, Johnny Boy, man. I appreciate you popping in the street. I hope everybody is staying safe out there, and thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. And I'm sorry if it's lagging. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm definitely going to be live with Bad Dog. I'm sure that's going to lag too, especially when I bring in another person. But maybe we won't even show our faces. I know that's going to annoy people. So maybe we'll just hear the voices when we do that show. But maybe I'll put our big logos in front of us or something like that. But yeah, we'll definitely do that show either Thursday or Friday. And I'll be live again probably Saturday for this show, the Q&A. I'm trying to do this at least twice a week. Maybe mix in a third. As the draft gets closer, I'll definitely be doing it 3 or 4 times a week. Like the week before the draft and the week of the draft and the week after the draft. I'll be doing a lot of live streams talking about the draft. So expect that to be on the channel. Who do you like more, OC or Tuck? Tuck. I love both those players. Completely different players. OC is a pure pass rusher. OC was very good at stripping the quarterback. Great in those 2 attributes, but Tuck is an all-around player and leader. I'm going Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck's one of my favorite Giants ever. Yeah, I'm going Tuck. I love Tuck. Tuck's probably my second favorite Giant ever after Eli. I love Justin Tuck. I want the Giants to sign Newton and run a 2. No way. They're not doing that. They don't got the money. What is Cam Newton going to sign for $500,000 and peanuts? They don't got the money. But they wouldn't do it anyway. Chris, I really enjoyed the podcast with Mike Too Nice Fireside. Would be awesome if you... Yeah, we're doing it next week too, Simon. Hopefully they fix that echo. I know the echo was annoying, but we're doing it next week. I'm going to be on there again. NFL Scouts. Yeah, I saw that, AJ Nix. I didn't make a video on it, not because I'm against it, but because it didn't seem valid. It just seemed like it was opinion-based. Didn't seem like, it was just like, yeah, we think they're going to take Simmons. So that's why I didn't do a video on it, but I did see the report on that. If we draft O-line in the first and have 2 second-round picks and Josh Jones is there, would you draft him? No. No, because I already got my I would love to get 2 tackles, but we have too many holes. We have a major hole at the center. We have a major hole at the linebacker, the edge rusher, the safety. Can't do it. I would love to. Can't do it. What do you think about getting Clowney or trading a second for Unique? I mean, Clowney on a 1-year deal, I'd be open to it. If we rescinded the tag on Leonard Williams, I'd be open to it. We're not going to do it, but I'd be open to it. And as far as Unique goes, at the end of the day, I just know the Giants aren't going to do it. It was said from the start that the Giants weren't looking to spend that kind of money on a pass rusher. They're going to try to find him in the draft. I don't see it happening. I wouldn't mind Unique. He's young. He's got upside, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, we're going to do it next week. We might be doing it a weekly thing, actually. Alex contacted me. He said he wants to try to make that a regular thing, once a week. So maybe pop on there once a week. I'm going to try to work with a lot of people, as many as I can. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working with Fireside. Good guys over there. Good podcast. Have a great night, NFL DNA. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Any chance of trading Williams? No, nobody's taking that contract. Let's talk about this $20 million in season being gone. $20 million. Listen, man. I just report what I'm told. I thought he was telling the truth, but you know what? I thought he was telling the truth a lot of times. That was not the truth. He obviously did not leave $20 million set aside for in-season moves. I'm sure he's going to portray it that way. He's going to say, well, 13 for the draft. We got about another 7. But I think, the way he said it, he did not do it that way. But, it is what it is. They were short-term contracts. That's really all I care about. Oh, man, JG's, man, I appreciate that, man. Carlos, man, you have a great night, buddy. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream. And JG's with the $10 donation. Tyler says I should join Sport. I am not going to do that. I love having my own channel. I love having the freedom to do what I do. But I'm going to work with them a lot. I'll have them on my channel when I can, and I'll go on their channel. I like those guys. JG's, man, thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you're staying safe out there. He says, yo, DoorDash is bringing me curbside. Curbside strippers. Till we get to the crib, it's a great day. Great podcast with Fireside. You, Bad Dog, and Fireside are the best. I really appreciate that, JG's. And I'm definitely going to get working on some of those video ideas after the draft. I'm definitely looking forward to doing that 2021 free agency breakdown for you and everybody else. That's a video I'm really looking forward to doing. And, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for the love, man. And, I hopefully you're getting a good deal with the DoorDash strippers. What's up, the Wuggle, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Would you consider Denver as a dark horse? Yes, I think Denver is a dark horse. The AFC West as a whole is kind of a dark horse for me. Obviously the Chiefs are the division favorites, but I think any one of those 3 teams is a team that could do some damage this year. I think the Raiders, if they draft well, have some pieces there. They were a little bit better than I think people anticipated last year. Denver could be good. They definitely got some potential talent on that roster. And the Chargers, we'll have to wait and see what they do with the quarterback. But I think any one of those 3 teams could be a potential playoff team. Yes. Can you do any impersonations? Not really. No, not that good at impersonations. If I was, I would do them, but not really, no. Where is the I don't think it says member, Christian. It says join. So, you might not see it on your phone. Like I said, after the stream, if you can't see it, you'll be able to see it on the channel, but I really appreciate the thought. Thank you very much, man. But when you click on the channel, it'll say subscribe, and right next to it, I think it says join. I feel bad for the Texans and Ram fans, Durant says. Yeah, the Texans really screwed up their team, man. They made some horrible moves. Bill O'Brien's horrible. Horrible. Loud Superset. A lot of people ask, yeah, it's next to the subscribe button. A lot of people ask me that. Don't ever feel compelled to have to do it, but I appreciate the thought. Maybe I'll make a video showing you guys how to do it. I just don't want to push it too much, but it's right next to the subscribe button. I appreciate the thought. What if we trade down to the Jags and give them a second for Yannick? Would you like that? People have asked me that all night. I don't know if I would like it or not. I wouldn't cry about it. You would get a talented pass rusher who's young. I just know the Giants aren't doing it. They're not going to take on a guy that makes $20 million. I'd be surprised. They basically said that from the start. Oh, man, Lucky, man. Thanks so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. He says, hopefully we could trade back with the Jags. Lucky, I'm completely with you. That's why I made that video today, because of all the possible trade destinations, that one's my favorite. I think the Chargers is the most realistic. That's why I did that one first. But the Jaguars is my favorite. I would love to be at 9-20. And the same goes for 12-19 with the Raiders. But I like 9-20 better because it assures you that you're getting one of those elite tackles. I would love that potential trade. Aaron Flynn, maybe that's the case. I'm just trying to be polite. Maybe that's the case. Hi, I'm an Eagles fan, and I want to know what's your opinion on Carson Wentz is, Danny says. My opinion on Carson Wentz. All right, here's my honest opinion on Carson Wentz. I'm completely honest. I think Carson Wentz is a supremely talented quarterback when he's healthy. I strongly question his durability issues. One thing I'll say about Carson Wentz, when he is at his best, when he's healthy, when his weapons are there, and you're blocking. I'm not saying he's as good as him, because he's not. But the quarterback he reminds me of a lot is Aaron Rodgers. He's tall, he can move, he's got a cannon for an arm, he can make all the throws. He reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is better, but he reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. But I question his durability issues a lot. Bill O'Brien sucks, D-Rose. Bill O'Brien sucks. The question Gettleman has to answer is the fourth pick. Can I get a Hall of Fame All-Pro player? I hope he considers it. Oh, man, JG's, man. Thank you so much, man, for the love. I really appreciate that, man. $5 donation. He says, great. Looking forward to the vid. I'm ready for the draft. I tell these Texans fans that the late and current owner weren't serious about winning. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And I cannot wait to make that video. I'm really looking forward to that video. I love making those videos. Those are my favorite videos to make. But yeah, I mean Bill O'Brien is trash. And that's just another guy from the Bill Belichick tree that just didn't work out. But yeah, he's horrible. I can't believe that they gave him full control last year. Now I know that there was some kind of reasoning behind it, but he's horrible, Bill O'Brien. What's up, Chris Gonzalez? Thanks for popping in the stream. My lady, you bad dog, and Rush Hour are the only things keeping me alive. Well, I'm not a lady, but I appreciate that, if you're talking to me. Thanks for the honesty. I agree. You got it, Danny. How do you, and maybe now he is looking for attention. I don't know, because he keeps asking me questions. So maybe now he is looking for attention. Chris, of course I love you, Jake. Jake's the man. We always talk in the chat. Always, man. DeFron Demonic, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I really appreciate it, man. Hey, Chris, really enjoyed the collab with you and Dougley Do Wrong. Any more store with the... Yes. I'm actually going to be working on a Cowboys collaboration tomorrow. I meant to do that today. I'm going to have a Cowboys YouTuber on the channel. I'll probably post that tomorrow. I know a lot of people don't like seeing the opposing teams, but I think it's cool. I think it's good to get opposing teams' points of views, and specifically a Cowboys YouTuber. Because obviously, Jason Garrett, Mark Colombo. So I'm going to ask him a lot of questions about the Cowboys that we brought over, things like that. Talk about each other's off seasons. I'm going to have him on tomorrow. So I'm going to have a Cowboys YouTuber on tomorrow. I'm going to have Dougley Do Wrong back on the channel as well. I love Dougley Do Wrong. One of my favorite guys I've collabed with. Really nice guy. I'm going to have him on. We're going to talk draft. So I'll have him back on probably this week as well. I'm going to try to do those as often as I can. With my schedule, it's tough, but I've done a few. I did Rover Sports. I did Dougley Do Wrong. I did Philly 500. I'm going to be doing the Cowboys guy tomorrow. And then I'll probably do Doug again. And, I'll work my way around. But, yeah, I like doing those half-hour conversations, just talking football. Yep, I'm going to be doing more of those. Oh, man, Zeke, man, thanks so much, man, for the love. I really appreciate the $5 donation. Thank you very much. Aaron Flynn, you're probably right, man. Thank you for the heads up, man. I just try to be polite. And Zeke says, Barkley was the wrong pick for us in 18. Went with Flash. Will we do that again with Simmons and not be serious about building this O-line? Zeke Anderson, you're right. And I hate to admit that because I love Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley was not the wrong pick in terms of the player. He's a phenomenal player. I don't want anybody to think that. But the fact that we were a team that should have been rebuilding, it never added up. We should have traded down if they didn't like a quarterback. That's my honest opinion. I love Barkley. I still think we could win with Barkley. I definitely do. But I agree with you. And I also agree with you that Simmons would be the wrong pick. I also agree with you there. But it wouldn't be a bad pick. Much like Barkley, it would not be a bad pick. But I think we have a more pressing need, and that's the offensive line. That's my honest take on it. Natalie, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Been to New York once. People are so rude, LOL. Jose, by the way. Jose, I'm completely with you. That some people in New York are rude, but what I'll say is, people are rude all over the country, no matter where you go. And I know, when I've been to the South, I just think there's more New Yorkers. And I'm sure you went to Manhattan, you went to the city where it's very populated. There's a lot of very nice people in New York too. I'm sure you got, the wrong impression, but people are always in a rush. People are hard workers. It's a chaotic atmosphere in Manhattan. So I don't take it, that we're rude people. I just think that, we're always in a rush. We're hard workers. Al, man, thank you so much, man, for the $10 donation. I really appreciate that. What's going on? $20 donation. Thank you so much, man. And Gordon Gecko, what's going on? Stand up. And Albat says, just jumped on. See, hope you are well. Heard last bit on O'Brien. You are right on. Couldn't make my son a Giants fan, so he is a Texan fan. Screwed him just as well. Yeah, you should have made him a Giants fan, man. Because in the long run, Al, and I appreciate all the love you show on my channel. In the long run, Al, have a great night. Keith, thank you for popping in the stream, man. In the long run, Al, the Giants are going to be the better franchise. I know right now the Texans are the sexy team with Watson, but as long as O'Brien's there, that team's going nowhere fast. I'm with you. Giants are going to be a better team in the long run. Your son made a mistake. I don't know what to tell you. He'll regret it in a couple of years. But I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much, man. Let's see what we got here. You got to be a hard worker to live in New York City to pay. Exactly, John. Exactly. We're tough. I think tough's the right word. I don't know, so there's going to be rude people no matter where you go. I think tough's the right word. We're tough people, New York. Rather people be straightforward than... Yeah, Sabrina, yeah. There has to be more than the hop... There has to be more to that hop... Yeah, the Hopkins trade was horrible. Horrible. Thoughts on Matos? I like Matos a lot. And like I said earlier in the stream, if he's there, I think we're going to take him. I think we're going to take him at 36 because of his connection to the coaching staff. I don't know if he's going to be there, but if he is, I think we would take him. You should get Francesa on as a guest. Him, I would love that. People have asked me to try to get bigger. I don't think I could get him, but people have asked me to try to get bigger guests, and that's one thing. I don't know how to go about doing that, but I may go on Twitter and start messaging some people. I don't know. Try to get some people on. I don't know. I'll try my best. Not easy, but I'll try my best. I don't think Francesa would come on. Francesa would probably want me to pay him to come onto the channel, I'm pretty sure. But that would be a fun conversation. Me and Mike would probably get into some arguments. It's not easy to get in arguments. I think I would get into some arguments with Mike. What's the laptop I use? I use a MacBook Pro. If you get bigger guests, don't forget. I'd never forget about any of you guys, man. You guys are the best. We're not going to be able to fix the offensive line and defense in one. I agree, Daniel Jones. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Yeah, you got to pay that. Exactly, Big Daddy. I'd have to pay Francesa. Yeah, I could send some Twitter messages. Thoughts on the guy from Wisconsin? Yeah, I like him. I've had him mocked to the Giants in several of my drafts. Spawn, you're talking about. Yeah, I'm a fan of his. He obviously has a connection to Bielema. Bielema, the former head coach with Wisconsin, didn't coach him there, but I'm sure he's got some intel there. So that's another guy I got my eye on at 36. Ken says, could the Giants trade down in the first round twice? I mean, I'd be lying to you if I told you they can't. It's a free country. Are they going to? No. Dave Gettleman's never traded down in his life. We'll be lucky if he trades down once. He's definitely not trading down twice. Chris the Mad Dog and the Bad Dog. Hey, what's up, Hazelnut? Another great subscriber of mine. Thoughts on the edge? Brad. I don't know if these are trolls. I just answered Matos, Bradley. Do you have any plans for the future upgrades to your equipment? Yeah, eventually. Yes, I plan on doing that. Hopefully soon. Yeah, incremental. Right now, it's not easy because right now I'm not working. So it's hard for me to upgrade anything right now with my part-time job. So that's why I put a lot of focus into YouTube. And so right now, no. I'm not going to be upgrading anything right now. But when things get back to normal, yes, you'll see upgraded lighting. I'll probably get a nice newer laptop, things like that. Yes. You think the Knicks are headed in the right direction? I'd like to say yes, but I think that all the time, and it never works out. But they're not headed in a bad direction. They haven't overspent. They got to hit on their draft pick this year. That's what the Knicks got to do. What do you think the best move made? What do you think the best move made by an NFC opponent? You talking about in the division? I mean, in terms of impact players, the Eagles brought in Slay. I mean, he was probably the biggest impact player in the division, if I had to guess. Yeah, I'll go with Slay in terms of the biggest impact player. You should do a song request stream. Maybe one night. I'll do because I can't sing for 3 hours, but maybe one night for fun. I'll goof around. I'll do like a private stream and do like an hour, karaoke stream. As long as Dolan owns them, forget about it. Yeah. Gettleman has a history of trading up. Which team with a dual number ones will likely take the bait? Yeah, well, you're talking about with trading down? I mean, I would. It's got to be either the Raiders or the Jaguars. If we're gonna find a partner, those are the only two teams. I know the Vikings have two, but we're not trading down that far. They're not gonna be wanting a quarterback anyway. The Dolphins, no. It's gonna be one of those two if we're gonna find somebody. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you so much. So he wasn't trolling, guys. See, he wasn't trolling. Christian, man, I really appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. He says, got it. This is how to donate. Love the channel. Thanks for answering all my questions. Good night, man. Stay safe. Go Giants. You too, man. I hope you stay safe, man. And I didn't mean to give you a hard time. I appreciate all the love, man. Thank you so much for all the love on the channel. You stay safe. Make sure you stay indoors. Make sure you wash your hands and everything else. So thank you very much. Am I married? Do I have kids? No and no. None that I know of, anyway. What if we trade down and take wide receiver Jerry Jeudy? Only way I'm okay with that is at 12. And even then, I'm not going to be that pissed off about that, happy about it. But at 12, I couldn't get that upset if they did it. If we traded down to 6, I don't want him. If we traded down to 7, I don't want him. If we traded down to with the Jaguars at 9, I don't want him. If we traded with the Raiders at 12 and 20 and they took him, I'm not going to cry about it. He's a supremely talented wide receiver. That's the only way, in my opinion. Because we're not getting him at 20. Nat, thank you so much for the love, man. If you could sing anything from Iron Maiden, $100. Holy shit. Next stream, I'll have Iron Maiden ready for you. I would need to have the lyrics in front of me. I know some of their songs, but I would need to have some of the lyrics in front of me to sing an Iron Maiden song. I don't memorize it. Memorize the words. But I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got here. Next stream, I'll have Iron Maiden ready, though. I'll have Iron Maiden ready for you. I'll sing anything for $100. Yeah. Are you confident Ryan Connolly will perform at the same rate as last year after an ACL injury? I'm still not fully confident. We heard that he was going to be back, right? We heard that he was going to be back by the start of training camp and ready to go. We'll have to wait and see. That was very encouraging news, but I'm still not 100% confident. He's still got to get in football shape. You got to remember, this guy's not played in a football game since, week 4? So, he's still got to get his feet under him and everything else. So I'm not fully confident he's going to be 100% by the start of the season in terms of football-ready shape, but I do think he'll be a contributor this year. Yes, that was very encouraging news we got. Christian worked it out. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Can I play with Madness? Yeah. Listening on the way to work. That you got it, man. Giant Carbonator, man. You work overnights, huh, man? More power to you, man. Stay safe out there, buddy. Gordon Gecko, man. Thanks so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Please see no singing, Albat. Albat's is gonna pay me not to sing. You know when you get the and I'm gonna get the Gordons in a second. You know when you get the dueling pianos and you pay somebody to sing a song and then somebody pays you more to sing another song? I'm going to have people paying me not to sing, and then I'm going to have people paying me to sing. That's what's going to happen. But, Al, thank you so much for the love. And let me read the $10 donation from Gordon. Gordon, great subscriber. My $10 donation. He says, I told Bad Dog last night, Garrett gets Caden Smith to play like Witten, put Ingram at wide receiver. He is built like Mike Evans, and maybe going against cornerbacks rather than DNs will save him from injuries. A lot of people have brought up that philosophy. Maybe they do it. I wouldn't rule it. At this point, I'd try it, at least in some capacity. I don't think they're going to put him as a full-time wide receiver. I do think they could line him up more on the outside than they have in the past. And I think that they could get creative at that tight end spot. The tight end flourishes in this type of offense. So I definitely think they'll get creative with Evan Ingram, more so than in the past. But I still think he'll line up at least equally in the tight end. Let's put it that way. But they might get more creative with it. I agree with that. Caden Smith I like. And the Jason, I don't know if he's going to be as good as Jason Witten, but he could be that type of tight end. A guy that's a good blocker, sure hands, could make plays. For sure. Absolutely, man. And I really appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. And let me see. Oh, man, Zeke, man, thanks so much, man, for the love, man. $5 donation. He says, thoughts on picking at number 4, but trading back in the second to grab an early third and maybe an extra 4th or 5th. Did you check Willie Gay Jr.? I did check Willie Gay Jr. I'm impressed with him. From everything I'm reading, he's going to go in the 3rd or the 4th, and I'm assuming you'd want him in one of those scenarios. I did check him. I'm probably going to mention him in one of my future videos when I talk about linebackers in, the 4th round or later or the 3rd round or later. I'll probably mention him in one of those videos, and I'll tell you my full thoughts on him. But I did check him out. And then in terms of my thoughts on picking at number 4, but trading back in the 2nd round to grab an early 3rd and maybe an extra 4th or 5th. Somebody asked me that question earlier. The only way, if I'm trading back in the 2nd, I want to at least get a 2nd round pick. I'm trading down, obviously, maybe a mid to late 2nd and additional pick on top of that. I don't want to not pick from. If I did that, you're not picking from 4 to like 70. So that's a huge gap. So I don't think I'd want to do that. But I'd be open to trading down if it was a small trade down, maybe to like 42, 43. If there was a player there, let's say they wanted Tyler Biadasz. Let's just say, because there's a good chance you get Tyler Biadasz at 45. I wouldn't be opposed to trading down there and getting an extra 3rd round pick, essentially getting that Leonard Williams pick back. That's an option. Or if you like somebody else that you thought was going to go 10, 12 picks later, that's a possibility. And I think you kind of got to see who falls to you at 36. If there's a player at 36 that you don't think should be there, you stay there, you take the player. So I think it's all going to be dependent on who's there, when we're picking. But it's a possibility, for sure. Absolutely. And Chili Boy, man, thanks so much, man, for the love, man. $5 donation. Do you think there's any truth behind the skins looking at Tua, and is there any way you think Young falls to us if teams do, in fact, trade up? Okay. I've tried to be as honest as I can with this topic because a lot of people ask me this question. I'll say that there's a slight truth. I'll buy into it a little bit. That maybe they're interested in Tua. I still think there's at least an 85% chance that they're doing it to try to create trade value. And I don't think they intend to trade down, but if they're blown away, they would do it. I'm still going with they're taking Chase Young. I could be wrong. That's my prediction. I still think they're taking Chase Young. But the only way, and it's like a 2% chance that Chase Young falls to us, they would have to take their quarterback or trade down with Miami. And a quarterback would have to go 2 and 3. That's the only way I could see it happening. I cannot see a team taking a non-quarterback that is not Chase Young before Chase Young goes. So the only way I see this happening, the Redskins would have to take Tua, and then either the Chargers or the Dolphins would have to trade up to 3 and take a quarterback there. Then Chase Young falls to the Giants. Will it happen? Realistically, no. But there's your dream scenario. I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. And JJ Trilla in the house, man. Thanks so much for the love, man. $2 donation. Who trying to get trashed by my boys in Madden 20? JJ Trilla, I appreciate the love. I'm actually going to get the Madden up and running in about a month. A lot of my subscribers asked me to play Madden against them, so I don't know where I put my PlayStation. So I got to find it. But I will get the PlayStation up and running to play some Madden with you guys, whether it's on the channel or off sooner than later. So I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Whoa, Last Jedi's in the house. How you doing, Last Jedi? Young might bring the Skins an NFC title. I hope not. Big Daddy, but that scares me. You should make a Giant. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me to do that. If I'm going to do the Giants rebuild stuff, it'll probably be after the draft. Not before, but after the draft, I might start doing stuff like that. I got to learn. I've never actually done. I've watched the videos. But yeah, I'll do something like that. That'll be interesting to do in the offseason for sure, if I can figure that out. What's going on, Lestat Walton? Thanks for popping in the stream. Chris spent $300 and doesn't know where he put it. No, I don't, Sonor. What would you... I'll find it, though. I don't play PlayStation a lot. What would you give a crazy reaction? Giants draft Becton at 4 or Giants trade down and draft Derek Brown? How far are we trading down to draft Derek Brown? Is it at 6? Is it at 9? That's dependent on that. I wouldn't be happy with Becton at 4, but I'm not going to flip out. Because I could at least be like, okay, wouldn't have been my first choice, but, I got to credit Gettleman. He's drafted well. It's a need. I'm not going to go crazy if they take Becton at 4. So I would say Brown would be the worst reaction. I don't want Brown really at all. If they traded down to 9 or 12 and got him, maybe, but I don't want him. If they took him at 4, I'm flipping out. They took him at 4, if they took him at 5, they took him at 6, I'm flipping out. I don't think I'm flipping out if they take Becton, but I wouldn't be pleased at 4. What's going on, Edward? Howard, thanks popping in the stream. Hot take, Giants take tackle or Simmons? Jake, man. Jake with the hot take of the night. And Mike Miranda called it too. Jake is flaming up. Somebody get a fire extinguisher. Somebody get a fire extinguisher and blow Jake out. Hot take of the night. I don't think anybody in the chat saw that coming. He just said that the Giants are either going to take an offensive tackle or Simmons at 4. Are you kidding me? Hot take of the night. Unbelievable stuff from Jake. Unbelievable stuff from Jake. What's up, Big Bang 75? Thank you for popping in the stream. Please get him a draft Brown for the love of God. Draft Brown. Yeah, we need Chase Young. What's up, Gil Soto? Gil Soto, man, my first member, man. What's going on, man? Ryu's in the chat. What's up, Ryu, man? Did you hear that Beetlejuice might be our next head coach when Gettleman quits? No, I did not hear that, Chris Gonzalez. Chris has lost his marbles, Sonor says. Yeah, Big Daddy does not like Becton. Antoine, Big Daddy does not like Becton. Let's see what we got here. Ingram and a third for Unique. Sure. If we're okay with the price, yeah, I would do that. But I don't think we're going to be okay with the price, and I think the Jaguars would probably want more. What's going on, Darnell? Darnell, man, I hope you're safe out there, man. One of my best subscribers, man. Glad to see you in the stream, man. What's up, Benjamin? I feel that Peppers and Simmons are the same player. What do you think? I get the comparison. They're both players that could do, multiple things. Simmons is better. Simmons is more athletic, though. Simmons is bigger. Simmons is a better player. But they're similar players. I think that's fair to say. I think if they don't take Simmons, they could use Peppers in a similar role in this defense. I think that's fair to say, which is even more of a reason to get some depth at that safety position. Similar players. Simmons much better, though. I agree, Ryu, but I don't think they're going to do it. What's going on, Todd Contino? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Let's see what we got here. Ingram to the Redskins for the second pick. Lick the donut. First off, I love the name. I've never actually licked a donut because I don't even get an opportunity to lick it. I just eat it. I bite it. If you could call the Redskins and convince them to give up the second pick for Evan Ingram, by all means. There is not a snowball's chance in hell. You're not even getting an early second-round pick for Evan Ingram. But if you could do that, by all means, please. If you could drug Daniel Snyder, they give up the second overall pick, I'm all for it. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? No reason to apologize for being late, Nibba. I'm always scared to say that name. I don't want people to think I said the wrong word. That's why I don't say your name a lot when you come in. But I'm holding up good, Darnell, man. I hope you're holding up good too, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Would you aggressively tackle by Saquon if it meant we got Chase Young? Do I have pads on? I'm not willing to sacrifice my life, but if I got pads on, yes. I'd rather have Thomas. We need the Giants to address the line issue. We cannot have Daniel Jones getting sacked. Ryu, you're preaching to the choir, man. D Rose, I didn't see it, man. Great subscriber of mine. You have a great night, buddy. I'm sure I'll talk to you in the Discord. Thanks for being here, buddy. Who do you see starting most games at tight end? I mean, I guess I got to go chalk. I got to go Evan Ingram, right? I mean, Caden Smith definitely could. I got to go Evan Ingram. I got to go chalk here, guys. Got to go chalk. Call Bill Cosby and get him to Dan's house as soon as possible. Let's see what we got here. Get us to Yuri. By the way, Yuri, I don't know if I shouted you out yet. Phenomenal subscriber of mine. I always see you Always see you commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it, man. Let's see what we got here. Garrett will test Jones' ball accuracy. Yeah, he will. For sure. There's going to be a lot more deep balls down the field in the Garrett offense. Yeah, you're right. 100%. And last year, he ranked well in that category. But we're going to see if some of that was schematic fit. We'll find out. I do think he throws a good deep ball, but we're going to find out for sure, man. Peace out, y'all. Stay safe. Nick, man, another great subscriber of mine, man. Thanks for being here, Nick. And stay safe out there, man. We still need a center. I think Ruiz can be that pick in the second round. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I think he's going to be the first center. I don't know if he's going to get to the second round. Because last year, you remember, what's his name? Bradbury. I think that was his name, right? He went, a lot of people thought he'd be in the second round. He went like 20th. So, I don't know if he's going to get there, but if he does, yes, for sure. Do you think Fackrell could beat out Lorenzo Carter? I think they're going to mix and match. You know, I think they're all going to get... I don't think anybody's going to be a dominant starter at the edge rusher position. I think they're going to get a pretty fair shake. I don't think you're going to have a dominant player in terms of playing time there. What happened to Bill Goldberg? Last I checked, Bill Goldberg's up to 200,000 Twitter followers. When Sonora and Bigger Mike pointed me out to him, he had 25. He's up to 200,000. So he's doing a good job over there. What's up, Chris? I had a question for you. Do you think the Jags and Chargers are fully tanking for Lawrence next year since they haven't signed a quarterback or Newton yet? I don't think the Chargers are. The Chargers have actually made a lot of win-now moves in free agency. They brought in Bulaga. They brought in a few win-now players. So I don't think the Chargers are. The Jaguars, maybe. The Jaguars got rid of everybody. The Jaguars definitely are a possibility. I don't think the Chargers are. Eric Tomlinson, but yeah, there's a good one, Charlie. That's about as accurate as the Evan Ingram. I think you would get the first over. I think you might get 2 first rounds for Eric Tomlinson. He's that good of a blocker. I think you get 2 first rounds, number 1 overalls. Is it possible Corey Ballantyne didn't play well because he was shot on draft night? Not Bradley, but one of his friends was killed. And I mean, anything's possible. I personally think he wasn't ready. I mean, the guy went to a D3 school. He didn't play, the cream of the crop competition. I think he was a fifth or sixth. He was a late round pick for a reason. You normally don't start those guys in their rookie year. I think he was a developmental player that they were forced to start because of all the injuries, and they were thin at that position. So I just think he wasn't ready. Maybe he could develop into something. Ballantyne was bad in the slot last year. I don't think he's going to be a starter. He could be the kick return, man. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with Coleman. Yeah, I just think he was a late round pick. Late round picks don't normally pan out as starters. Chris, did you hear about what Sharon said about the Giants' plans for Julius Peppers? I did not. You can either play or not play, Cecil says. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it takes a little while to play, but yeah, I mean, a lot of... Well, here's what I'll say, Cecil. So have you given up on DeAndre Baker? DeAndre Baker had a roller coaster of a rookie season, to put it moderately. Are you going to give up on him because he had some people thought it was a very disappointing rookie year? I'm not going to give up on him after 1 year. I think there's certain cases where, sometimes you need to get more accustomed to the NFL. Sometimes it's bad coaching, things like that. I still think coaching had something to do with the team's issues last season. Definitely. Not just the head coach, the coaching staff entirely, for sure. No, he got better as the year went on. Yeah, he definitely did. He got the last 3 or 4 games, he got a lot better. But I don't think you can make a full judgment on a player after 1 year. I think, it depends on the position, I suppose. I think running back, for example, maybe you get the gist after 1 year. I think certain positions, there's a transition phase. Cornerback's a tough position to learn. A lot of people say it's the second toughest position to transition to into the NFL. And most of the time, if I'm being honest, the 5th round cornerback is not going to be an impact player on your roster. Giants 9 wins this season. I hope so. I think it's possible. Pizzo says, is the season going to be delayed? I don't know. I hope not. We'll see. I think we're going to have a better idea of that around July. If they start doing the OTAs and stuff, I'll say no. If they don't have the OTAs and all that going by mid-July, I would say probably yes. Over-under on sacks, Leonard Williams 5. I think Leonard Williams fits in this defense very well. I don't know if he's going to get a lot of sacks. I think he could. Not a lot, but I think he could get 5, 6, 7. I'll say under, but I still think he's going to have, I think he's going to have an impact. I'll say 3.5, 4 sacks, but he's going to have an impact. He's not going to get sacks, but he's going to collapse the pocket, and he's going to create sacks for other people, and he's going to stuff the run. I'll go under on the 5. Might hit that right on the mark, but I'll go about 3.5 to 4 sacks. Giants will be 10-6. I sure hope so, man. Giants draft no tackle and center. They win the NFCs with 9-10 wins. Book it. If they're good, Big Daddy, they got to be good. You know, a lot of times rookie offensive linemen take a year or two to transition into the pros and hit their full stride. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to say they're going to win the NFCs. But if they get instant impact rookies at the center and tackle position, we're going to be a much better football team than people think. I'll say that. I'll agree with you on that. Johnny T says trade down twice. Listen, man, I love the Madden scenarios. And if we ended up with 12, 19, and 26, who would you target with those picks? Got to go offensive tackle at 12 because that's your only chance of getting a top 4 tackle. 19, Chaseon's probably my number 1 target. 26, and I still have pick 36, so I go anywhere there. I might go with a wide receiver. If a top-tier wide receiver is there at 26, knowing I could get a center at 36, I might go linebacker. Imagine if you had all those picks. This is not going to happen, by the way. This is fantasy land. But if we had 12, 19, 26, and 36, I'll go, let's just say we end up with Wirfs or Will. Pick your offensive lineman. We end up with a tackle. 19, we'll go Chaseon. 26, we go Patrick Queen. 36, we go Cesar Ruiz. We get our pass rusher. We get our linebacker. We get our offensive tackle. We get our center. Bing, bang, boom. We're done. Let's see what we got here. How many years you think we need to rebuild completely? I think 2022. If it goes, a lot of it's going to come down to this draft. We have to draft well. We have to draft well. If we draft well this year, I think by 2021 we could definitely be a playoff team. Are we going to be a Super Bowl team in 2021? I'll say no. But I think we're definitely going to be, at bare minimum, a playoff contender in 2021 if we draft well this year. If we do that. And if we set this up right, I think we're going to be competitive for a good amount of period of time. So I just want this to be a building year. You know, a lot of people are saying MVPs, playoffs. I would love the playoffs. It's possible. It's football. But I want to show some progress this year. 2021 is the year where I really start to think we start competing. And Al, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate the love, man. $10 donation. He says, I'm tired. You look it. Thanks for the entertainment, but someday you'll see difference maker at number 4, no O-line, Night C. Al Betts, man, I completely get your mindset, man. I completely get your mindset. I appreciate your love. And I'll be happy with Simmons. If we get him at 4. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat that thinks I might not like Simmons. On draft night, when I'm live streaming, if we take Isaiah Simmons, I'm gonna take my phone out. I'm gonna show it to you guys, and I'm gonna order the jersey right then and there. If I can, if it's available. I'd be very happy with Isaiah Simmons. I'd be excited. I just think offensive tackle is a more pressing need, that's all. But I completely get everybody's perspective when it comes to both positions. Giants pride, Eric Harris. Yeah. Becton plus Ruiz equals 9 wins or better. I hope so. If they're good. I can't believe we didn't take Juwan Taylor last year. Yeah. He didn't play that well, though, from what I saw. From what I heard and saw. I don't watch their games, but, from, how he was rated and what people had to say about him in his rookie year. So maybe that's why he fell. What type of players do you look for in the 6th and 7th round, best available or position? Both. Like for instance, in my 7th round mock draft, I had us taking a long snapper. Long snapper is not going to be the best available player, but it's a need, and that's where you would take the need. So I think you're still filling in needs there, and especially with 4 7-round picks, though, we're definitely you want to be swinging for the fences there. I think in the 7th round, you want to be looking for guys that maybe have an injury history that you could hope could bounce back and have a high upside. You want to be looking for high ceiling guys there in the 7th round, and to try to fill some needs as well. You know, a little bit of both. We can go ahead and quit dreaming about Simmons. He will be in Detroit. Definitely could be loaded cannon. I won't be surprised. He could go third. The only thing I'll say about Detroit, loaded cannon, they did add Jamie Collins, who's a similar type of player to Simmons. So they could go Okuda. I'm not going to be shocked if they take Simmons, but they might not. Best trade partner for the Giants, most likely trade partner. Most likely trade partner, I'll go Chargers. Best trade partner, I might still go Chargers, but I actually like the Jaguars package best if we were able to get the 9th and 20th, but I still love the Chargers package because you still get your player you would have gotten at 4, and you get an additional second-round pick and probably a future third. So, I might go Chargers for both. That's a good question. Definitely Chargers most likely. Chargers or Dolphins most likely. I think Okuda's going to go to Detroit. Kristaps. That's where I had him mocked. I think he's going to go to Detroit. How will you react if Henry Ruggs not happy, Winter? Not happy. You know, I don't think it'll be Daniel Jones crazy, but I will not be happy if we take anyway. Nothing against Ruggs. Any wide receiver at 4, I will not be happy. I will be convinced if the New York Giants take a wide receiver at 4, I will be convinced that they watch PFF. I will be convinced that they did their draft strategy from PFF because all I hear from PFF, I heard it again today, that a wide receiver is who the New York Giants should take. They are the only people saying that. And if the Giants were to take a wide receiver there, I would think that they have somebody on their staff who works for PFF. You really want you really? I didn't say Gettleman. I didn't say I want Gettleman fired. I never said that. I said I'm going to be fair in my judgment. If the team goes 4-12, I can't defend the guy. It's hard to defend the guy when you go 4-12. But I don't want him to. In an ideal world, I like Gettleman's philosophy. Has all of it worked out? No. But I want him to succeed, man. I want him to succeed. I'm not rooting for him to get fired. Definitely not. Oh, you were saying everyone. Yeah. Can we get a top long snapper in the country? Yes. 7th round. We'll be able to get a top long snapper. Long snapper's not going before the back end of the 6th. We'll be able to get a top long snapper in the 7th round. If Lions take Okuda and we take a tackle, who do you think Okuda falls to? You mean if Lions don't take Okuda and we take a tackle, who do you think Okuda falls to? He doesn't get out of the top 9. Panthers, Chargers, if they're not taking a quarterback, doesn't get past 9. Panthers or Chargers, probably the most likely. Jags at 9, yeah. Becton is a top 5 pick. Man, I don't know, man. Too much of a risk for me to take him that early. I'm not against Becton, but if I get him, I want him at like 12. I don't want him at 4. Will you freak out if the Giants take a... Will I freak out if the Giants take a long snapper in the first? Yes. Okay, guys. Yes. If you want something worse than my Daniel Jones react, yes. If the Giants took a long snapper, I'll tell you what. If the Giants took a long snapper in the number 4 overall, which is obviously a dumb question, it's never going to happen. I will end the stream right then and there. You will not see the rest of the stream. I will literally click end stream. I won't even warn you guys. As soon as I hear long snapper, I'll click end stream. End stream. There you go. Will he play any better? Will he play any better at 12 than? I don't know who you're talking about. How tall are you? I am 5'11", Robert. I don't understand why people always ask me my height. I mean, I have no problem answering it, but a lot of people seem to think I'm short. I'm 5'11". Will we draft a tight end? I could see us drafting a tight end in the 7th. Yes, I could definitely see us drafting a tight end in the 7th. I'm not lying though. It's never gonna happen, so I can't prove it. But if we took a long snapper in the first round, I'm ending the stream. Simmons is also a long. Well, okay, if they take Simmons, obviously, but if they take a guy who's exclusively a long snapper, what's my weight? Now we're getting personal. I'm 432 pounds. I'm actually 4'8", and I'm 432 pounds. With a 72-inch waist. What's going on, Xavier? Carol, thanks for popping in the stream. We should trade Tate. We were paying him and Shepard to share the same role. Yeah. What's our strength? I would say the defensive line, the interior defense, and hopefully running the football are our two strengths. No, I'm not really 432 pounds, guys. I'm not really 432 pounds. Yeah, those are the measurements we were waiting for. Yeah. You should add a point system on stream. We could check how many hours we've been on your streams, and we could bet points and stuff. It would be fun. What do you mean during the draft? Will the Giants win a Super Bowl soon? Hopefully within the next couple of years. I mean, hopefully this year. Realistically, I would say 3 or 4 years before we could win one, but you never know. It's the NFL. I wouldn't have told you going into 2007 that we were going to win a Super Bowl, so you never know. You can't predict it. Maximo, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation. I really appreciate it. He says, Mel Kiper Jr. has us taking a long snapper for. Maximo, don't upset me. Don't upset me. $5 donation. What pick would make you really upset? Nothing dumb. Okudah, Brown, Judy. I'm totally okay with Okudah. Anything else would suck. If offensive tackle hope, it's Wills. I was completely on board with Okudah. It wasn't my first choice before free agency. I would not be happy with Okudah at this point in time. And I like Okudah. But the fact that we spent $15 million a year on Bradbury, we got DeAndre Baker, I don't want Okudah. I don't want Okudah. I'd be more upset if we drafted Brown than Okudah, because I just think Okudah's a better player. And I think both needs are pretty, filled. I don't want either one of them. No, don't want either one. Any one of those three, I don't want. I don't want Judy at 4 either. I'd take Judy. My order there in terms of 4, I would say the guy that would make me the least happy would be Brown, then Judy, then Okudah. Okudah, I'd be the happiest of those 3. The other 2, not happy at all. I'll be really pissed off. But I'm not worried about it. They're not going to do it. I appreciate the love, man, though. Thank you very much, man. I'm not gonna draft Wirfs with the number 4 pick. We'll see. I think they could take Wirfs. They've been that's why I keep saying, man, they've been linked to Wirfs for a while, but it could be cat and mouse. Is Daniel Jones the chosen one? Let's all hope he is. That's all I can say. There's no way I can answer that yet. I've seen the guy play 12 games. Could he be? Yeah. Can't answer that truthfully yet, but I sure hope so. He's got the talent too. They got to surround him with the talent on the roster. They got to fulfill the line and everything else. If we take Brown or Judy, I'm equally as pissed. Yeah. Either way, I'm pissed. If we don't take Antonio Gandy Golden in the 4th or 5th, I will be pissed. He's savage. I like Antonio Gandy Golden. I did a video on him. I like him. I think he fits exactly what we want. But there's a lot of receivers there that I'd be okay with. I like Andy Golden. If they take a tall wide receiver there, I'll be happy. I know a lot of people like Andy Golden. There's a lot of 6'4" guys you could grab there in those 2 rounds. But yeah, I'd like Andy Golden. I'll tell you what, I'll be pissed if we don't get a tall wide receiver in the first 5 rounds. That's what I'll tell you. I don't know if I would specifically say Andy Golden. I'd be pissed if they didn't get him. Jones is the chosen one. He has the knack and talent that you're born with. I think he's definitely got the talent, Daddy. We got to supply him with the team now. Which first rounder in this draft will wear a gold jacket? Chase Young. Easiest answer. Most sure thing, in my opinion, Chase Young. If we get 9 and 20, would you like to get a tackle on Patrick Quinn? I did a video on that today, JP. So you can check it out. I did the Jaguar video, but I went over a number of scenarios of what I would do. If you want to check out the Jaguar video, I do, I go over all the scenarios, but I'll tell you real quick, if I remember correctly, what I did tackle at 9 because I said I very much doubt Simmons is getting there. Tackle at 9. At 20, I had an edge rusher or a linebacker, Chase on or Kenneth Murray. I would hope to fall there. Maybe Patrick Queen if neither one's there. And then at 36, I either go one of 3 ways. I go defense with a guy like Bourne or Delpit. I go center with a guy like Ruiz or Biadish, or I go wide receiver with a guy like T. Higgins. Those were all the options that I had in the trade down. Let's see what we got here. Second time I didn't get a notification. I'm sorry, man, New York for life, man. Yeah, YouTube, man. I don't know why they don't send out the notification, but I appreciate you popping in. So thank you for being here. We're going to go for about another 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15. I always go a little bit later. I'm getting a little tired, but I always give you guys a little extra time. Is Herbert Jones 2.0, Gordon Gecko says. I think it's a fair comparison, actually. Yes, I think they're very similar. Both of them have mobility. Both are very smart. Both are tall. Both have pretty good arm strength. I think they're very good comparisons, actually, both those quarterbacks. I liked Herbert a little bit more last year coming out of college, but I think they're similar. I would take Caleb Vaughn over Patrick Queen. Is any tackle really worth the 4th pick? Yeah. I think so. You know, I like I said, I want to trade down and get him. But here's my answer to that. It's the same answer I'll have with Daniel Jones, because on draft night, I didn't think Daniel Jones was worth the 6th pick. But if Daniel Jones turns out to be a franchise quarterback, he was worth the 6th pick. If we get a franchise left tackle, he's worth the 4th pick. Left tackle, you could argue, is the second most important position on a football team because he's the blindside protector for your quarterback. So, yeah, if one of those guys turns out to be an all-pro, a guy that's going to protect Daniel Jones for the next decade, he's worth the pick. King Trizzy, all of the above. Do you want the Giants to trade Evan Ingram? For the right deal, yes, but I don't want to force it. Does Patrick Queen have a... No, not at the top pick, no. Would you be happy to get a walk-on long snapper? What do you mean, an undrafted free agent? Yeah, sure, as long as he can snap the ball. Thanks for the chat. Good night from the Philippines. Ken, I really appreciate you popping in, man. Thank you so much, man. I hope you're staying safe out there. Thank you for the love, man. I'm not going to answer that question, Sir Rap. How do you think we will use Toifolo? I think we're going to use him in 2 tight end sets. He's going to be used as a blocker. Bradley, he could definitely be used in the red zone as well. He's tall. He can go up and catch the ball. Everything I've read, he actually has pretty good hands. Not great separation skills. Not the best athlete. But he's going to be used predominantly as a blocker. Let's see what we got here. Any advice on how to overcome addiction to cannolis? Asking for a friend. What's up, Bai Chang? Yeah, don't hang out with Italian people. Try not to walk through past bakeries. Yeah, that's probably your best shot. Yeah, don't hang out with Italian grandmothers. They always give you cannolis. I'm out, guys. Man, Lloyd, you got it, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream, man. Thank you for being a great supporter of the channel, man. Let's see what we got here. I don't think that Gettleman gets fired if Jones underperforms because he's in a completely new system. Plus, this whole coronavirus issue can halt his progress. We'll see, man, Simon. You know, we'll definitely see. You know you're going to have people calling for his job like they were with Pat Shermer if they're 4-12. Hopefully that's not the case. Could someone just grab Jeremy Shockey back? What's up, Kenny Smith, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Thoughts on Chase Claypool? I like him. I think he's got great upside. 3rd round, I'll take him. 99th pick, I definitely like him. Very similar to Evan Ingram, actually, in terms of his measurements. Let's see what we got here. Gettleman is going to draft a long snapper at... Yeah. Is Wills or Thomas the safer pick? Trent, that's a great question. You can argue both. A lot of people say that... A lot of people think Wills is more technically skilled at this point in their careers. They think he's the more well-rounded offensive lineman. Thomas, probably the more accomplished college offensive lineman, and he's played the left tackle. Wills hasn't. It's really close. I think they're both really good prospects, and I would not be upset with either one of them. Where would I put Zach Diassi in New York Giants history? I mean, he's a great special teams player. You know, he won Super Bowls. You always remember him, but he's a long snapper. So, but he was definitely a guy that I'll always remember for sure, man. Jones will be better in the system, run heavy, play action all day. I agree. As long as they commit to the run and they're able to block and create holes, that's the one thing. You got to, for this system to be good, that's why I'm even more so on the offensive line. You have to be able to give time to the quarterback to throw the ball down the field and set up the play action by running. So if they get this offensive line right, I agree Jones will do just fine in this system. Wow, Bavith. I'm not surprised by that, to be honest with you. I'm not surprised with that. Obviously, drastic times call for drastic measures. Thoughts on who? I met Shockey. He's a real one. I would have loved to meet Shockey. Thoughts on who could replace Gettleman in general? I mean, a lot of people are talking about the Patriots guy. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but I'll probably do a video on that, Vinny. But we'll see. But that was what everybody was talking about. There's a guy with the Patriots that has connections to Joe Judge. Can't remember his name off the top, man. I'm sure people in the chat remember. Victor Cruz coming back. Maybe as a patron. He's not going to be a player. To watch the games, yes. Not going to be a player. Let's see what we got here. What teams in the NFCs do you think are heading in the right direction, and which teams are heading in the wrong direction, I think you meant to say? Danny, I know you're an Eagles fan. You want my honest opinion? I gave you my honest opinion on Carson Wentz. This year, you're the favorites. But out of all the teams in the division, I think you guys are in the worst shape going forward. This year, I'm picking you guys to win the division, though. But in 2 or 3 years, I hate the direction of the Eagles. I don't like the way you've constructed your football team. I don't like how you've backloaded the contracts. And I don't think Howie Roseman's a magician like some people lead him on to be. But this year, you guys are in good shape. But in terms of 2 or 3 years, bad shape. In terms of the best, I like the way the Giants and the Redskins are building. They got cap space. Cowboys are still in a pretty good position. They've signed smart contracts. But I like the Cowboys, the Redskins and the Giants, rather. I think they have really good cap situations as long as they draft well. Chris, when are we getting a concert from you, bro? One of these days. How do you think the draft's going to develop? I think you're going to have a lot of Skyping, Rosendo. What was the worst moment in New York sports history that made you laugh? Well, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan. So I laughed when Johnny Damon hit the grand slam against the Yankees in Game 7. Yeah, that one for me. I'm not a Yankee fan, so. Let's see what we got here. What was your reaction of the Black Cat Monday night versus the Cowboys? I was actually streaming when that happened, and I think I realized it before anybody, the announcers pointed it out, and I was just like, what the hell is this? And obviously the Giants were playing really well, and that screwed up all the momentum in typical Giant fashion. The Cowboys then beat the hell out of them going forward. I was just like kind of in shock, and just laughed. It was just ridiculous that of course would happen to the New York Giants. If we have training camp this year, will you be attending? Yes. If we have it, yes, I will be. I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream like Ron Effect does where he shows it. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll try to get some video footage at the bare minimum of me at the field, maybe trying to interview a player or two. I'll try to do that. I don't know if I'll live stream the actual training camp. That'd be a cool meetup spot for some of my subscribers because that's free. I would love to do that as well, but hopefully we have training camp. We don't know. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Natalie. I keep for the $2 donations. Yankees and Giants or Jets and Mets, always wonder. A lot of people say, I would not be opposed to meeting Ron Effect. I wouldn't be opposed to meeting any Giants creator. A lot of people say that the Mets and the Jets go together and the Yankees and the Giants go together. Obviously, I think the reasoning behind that is I think Jet fans traditionally root for underdogs. Same with the Mets. But I've met a ton of Giants-Mets fans through my life, through YouTube, and I've met a ton of Jets-Yankees fans. I think, obviously, predominantly, they go hand-in-hand, Giants and Yankees, but I think there's a good portion of Giants and Met fans, and I happen to be one of them. I made the wrong choice when I was little. I don't know what else to tell you. But I appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got here. 3-4, 4-3 in your opinion. We're gonna do both. It's gonna be a versatile defense. We're gonna do both. We're gonna show all different kinds of fronts. We're gonna do both. When you look at the Dolphins film last year, there's gonna be a lot of different types of defensive fronts we're gonna throw at them. It's gonna depend on the opponent too. What defense they feel is better suited. That's why they want versatile players, guys that could do both. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully the Eagles can get back to being Super Bowl contenders, but we need to get, you need to get younger, Danny. I agree with you. You definitely need to get younger. It's all about age with the time when they were, it is. Big Daddy for sure. Chris for president, King Shrimp says, you know what? I'm going to start my campaign right now. Right now. I'm announcing it. I'm running for president in 2024. I'll run as an independent. Stream Yankee. I'm a Met fan. So, first off, I don't know if we're going to have baseball, but if I was going to stream baseball games, it would be the Mets. I would do a Met Yankee game. Simmons is final key to our linebackers, Anthony Raza says. I agree. Why not run in this November? I'll tell you what. There's a chance I'd beat Biden. There's a chance I'd beat Biden. Let's see what we got here. Chris, be the GM if Gettleman gets fired. Get an interview set up. Be the GM if Gettleman gets fired. Get it. I'm in, man. I'm in, man. I got to talk to Bob Papa. Do you know anybody that knows Bob Papa? Maybe he could get me in as the interim GM. Braves, I would definitely do Braves Mets. Who do you think was the best move made by an NFC opponent? Darius Slay, I think, is in terms of the biggest impact for the Eagles. In terms of cost-effective, I think the Cowboys made a bunch of cost-effective moves. But if you're talking about an impact player, I'll go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Darius Slay. HTTR, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat, man. Matter of fact, I did a mod swap. He's got to have a mod. He's always been a great supporter of my channel. Glad to see him in here, man. Anybody that is a NFC East fan, he's a Redskin YouTuber. He does a great job over there. I need to try to check out his content more, but go on over there and check him out, man. Glad to see you in the chat, man. Let's see what we got here. What are the odds that we trade back into the late first round if an elite tackle somehow falls? Pretty high. I mean, depending on how far they fall, but if they fall to 21-22, which I doubt, but if they do, pretty high. I would say the Giants would at least entertain it. Yes, we will. Me and Badlick will be doing live reactions for the draft. Chris and Orr just broke out the noses. I appreciate that. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but thank you for that. I don't know if you're making fun of my nose. Is my nose that bad? Let me take a look on the side. I don't know if he's picking on my nose, Sonor. You never know with Sonor. Let's see what we got here. Logan Wilson. I like Logan Wilson, Lucky. I'm a fan of Logan Wilson as a late-round linebacker. Seems like a heady player. I like him. I don't love him. I like him. As a 4th or 5th round prospect, I like him. And yeah, if anybody hasn't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Thank you guys for being here. I don't have neither. I'm not a parent. Let's see what we got here. Chris, do you think Wills has a low ceiling due to his smaller size? Kind of worries me, to be honest. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not gonna. No. Everything I've seen and read and watched on film about Wills, no, I like Wills. I think Wills could be a very good player. I don't know if he could be, elite, but I think he could be a really, really good tackle. I'm not too worried about Wills. I think he's pretty safe, actually. Who would I hate to draft it for? Derek Brown. That's my number one. Or a wide receiver. What do I think about Troy Dye? Good question, Clipper said Joseph, man. Thanks for popping in the stream. I actually mocked Troy Dye in my 7th round mock draft. I had him going to the Giants at pick number 99. Troy Dye, to me, is a very interesting prospect. Really interesting prospect. I like his coverage skills. He's kind of like a poor man's Isaiah Simmons. He's a little bit shorter. I think he's 6'2", if I'm not mistaken. He's a little bit less in weight. He's about 10 pounds lighter. Both came up as safeties. Really good coverage player. Had an injury this year, broke his thumb. I think that's why he wasn't able to participate at the Combine, if I'm not mistaken. But I like Troy Dye. I think Troy Dye is a very interesting prospect in the back end of the 3rd round if he's there. Yeah, I have him on my radar. Let's see what we got here. You surprised Clowney is still available? Yes. Very surprised. How do you feel about the quarantine being extended till the end of April? You know what, Bavith? I think we got to do whatever we got to do to get this done. The numbers are going up every day, specifically where we live. And, I know a lot of people are saying that it's overblown at this point. Better to be safe than sorry. Get this over with. I don't understand people that are going out, and that's just me, but be safe. Make sure that you get this under control, and, then we can carry on with life, man. And this is very serious right now, specifically where we live. Hey, which tackle is the most nastiest and meanest? We need more hog mollies. Nastiest and meanest. In terms of a tackle, I mean, Becton is the most imposing. The way he throws people around like ragdolls. I would say Wills is probably the most technically skilled. I don't know if he's the meanest. Wirfs has got that wrestler background in him. Maybe Wirfs. I don't know. Good question. But Becton's pretty nasty, though. I'd probably say Becton in terms of, just physical strength. Would you take Epinesa if he was still available in the set? Yes. Yes, I know Big Daddy doesn't like him. I know some people don't like him, but Epinesa in the second, yes. Probably won't be there, but he could be at a bad combine. Honestly, as an Eagles fan, I think you guys are heading in the right direction. I like Judge, but I'm not a fan of Gettleman. I think most people agree with you, Danny. I think there's a lot of people that are not fans of Gettleman and are fans of Judge. I'm kind of... I like Gettleman. I don't love him. I like him. I try to stick up for him because I think a lot of people hate on him. But I like him. I love Judge. So, I'm kind of similar with you there. And thank you so much, man, for the $2 donation. He says, from Honduras, originally it shut 100% down there. Wow. Yeah, and Italy, same thing. Italy's been shut down 100% now for a couple of weeks now. I think they're the worst in the world. But yeah, Honduras is 100%. Yeah, I mean, got to be safe, guys. And I appreciate you guys for being here, helping me pass the time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out. I'm going to do another one of these on Saturday for sure. And, probably the week after I'll start at least 2 a week. And maybe the week after that we'll do 3 a week as the draft gets closer. We have more to talk about. And yeah, I'll be doing the Giants show on this channel this week. I was on Bad Dogs last week. It's going to be on this channel this week. So I'll be live for that. I think that's going to be Thursday. I think it's going to be Thursday. So that'll be here on Thursday. I'll be live with Q&A on Saturday. And I'll definitely have some videos up for you guys tomorrow for sure. I just want to say thank you guys for all the love, man. I'm just exhausted. I just want to say thank you guys for all your love, all your support on the channel. I hope everybody stays safe out there. And just make sure you're staying safe out there. Make sure you're washing your hands, staying safe, and keep watching the videos. I appreciate it, guys. Go Giants. And as always, cheers.